What is this title? That ass. I'm not saying that no more. What is this title, tribe? Warm milk, foot rubs, and white claws. All the text between Makenzie and Dad. Why is the first portion of this title talking about warm milk, foot rubs, and that sounds like a diabolical combination. I never thought I'd say these words out loud in a combination of words. Hi, tribe, it's your boy Child. Louis, hope your day will go. You're feeling swell. I bit my lip, bruh. Nah, I'm so serious. It shit hurt. Look, can y'all see this? Ah, it hurt, bruh. I got sharp teeth, so literally, bro, there's nothing worse than biting your lip. No cap. Either biting your lip or biting your tongue. It is a searing pain, bro. Y'all see me talking weird, bro? It's because of this, okay? So, I mean, I already talk weird anyways. Hi. We are watching part 3 of the Makenzie Sherilla case. Based off of the behavior of the father, I expect to be rage baited. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I expect for this to leave me enraged. So today we are each other's crash out buddy. No cap. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. The last 2 vids got me heated. Shit got me heated, bro. Makenzie is a horrible human being. And just from the brief interactions or the brief encounters we've had with her parents, I see why Makenzie like this. Does Makenzie have any siblings, bro? Because I would pity the siblings. Unless the siblings like this, unless the siblings like her too, then all that whole family need to get annexed. No cap, bro. What is annexed? I didn't use that correctly.
Bada bing, bada boo. Bada bing, bada boo.
Sometimes shutting up is the best answer.
Oh,
And I say this with full irony, just ironically, as someone who posts hours and hours of footage every week of herself yapping to no end. But sometimes, yes, the answer is being quiet. The answer is no answer.
Facts.
The answer is in staying silent.
Facts.
It's probably the reason why so many defense attorneys spend a great deal of energy convincing their client of everything that they could mess up if they testify on the stand at their own trial. A lot of defense attorneys believe that how the person comes across to the jury is arguably way more important than what they actually testify to. Which is why more often than not, it's not worth it in most cases for clients to testify. I mean, I guess it's just a thing humans do. You would think that no, when you're on the jury for a major case, you want to make sure that you're just listening to the judge. But once someone involved starts yapping, it becomes less about the facts and more about, do I like this person? Do they seem trustworthy? I don't know if they do. In 17-year-old Makenzie Sherilla's case, she does not testify. July 31st, 2022, 17-year-old Makenzie crashes a car going nearly 100 miles per hour straight into a brick building. Her boyfriend Dom in the front passenger seat is killed. Their friend Davion in the back seat is killed. And the only survivor is Makenzie, and she is now a convicted murderer. She didn't testify during her murder trial, although I will say it wasn't a jury trial. She opted for a bench trial, meaning it's the judge that's going to be determining if her testimony is trustworthy. But even after being convicted, Makenzie and her parents do not believe she's a murderer. They think that this is an accident. All 3 of them, Makenzie and her parents, Natalie and Steve, they sit down with Netflix for the very viral documentary, The Crash. They try to explain their side, and the reaction is probably not what they were hoping for. The reaction that they received to this whole thing of yapping on Netflix ranges anywhere from, oh my God, I hate the dad. What's wrong with his shirt? All the way to people spreading rumors that they think Makenzie and her dad have an inappropriate relationship that was happening in odd hours of the night. Steve Sherilla, her dad, have an inappropriate relationship that was happening in odd hours of the night. Steve Sherilla, the dad, even gets placed on leave from his job. He's an art teacher at a Catholic school because of the comments that he makes on the Netflix documentary. And one
he's an art teacher at a Catholic school?
might think that it would probably be in everyone's best interest for Natalie and Steve.
I see one of y'all. I seen one of y'all say some shit about how he's a teacher calling all kids dumb, and I'm like, wait, you're right. He deadass was saying all kids are dumb, but this nigga is an art teacher. What are you gonna teach me? He already think I'm dumb. That was a good point y'all made, I ain't gonna lie.
That it would probably be in everyone's best interest for Natalie and Steve to let things quiet down after this Netflix documentary goes live, after Steve loses his job, because maybe just shut up for a second,
Don't tell me
right?
they keep yapping.
But no, They do not. They want to keep, quote, clearing the air. They want to keep sharing their side of things. And every time they open their mouths, it feels like they're just making it worse. Since the release of the Netflix documentary, Steve Sharilla has done a few sit-down interviews, and it's just... Steve Sharilla has done a few...
Oh, Steve. Oh, Steve. Oh, man, it's like a ghost of... How is it this transparent?
The point that he's trying to make doesn't feel like it's being made on a large scale. People just seem to hate him more. Steve passionately rants in a more recent interview.
He's still talking?
There was no evidence to support the charges. There's
What?
none. There was none.
What?
The prosecution...
What? What?
Evidence to support the charges. There's none. There was none. The prosecution came up with that. She's a danger to society, blah, blah, blah.
He dead ass?
And there was no proof of that.
Wema.
You know, they said she has no remorse. They never spoke to her. Which, I mean, I guess sure, but one could also argue that taking photos and videos, getting high in her car, likely driving, that's very dangerous to society, considering she also just did kill people in a car crash. And as for the no remorse, she did go to a Kid Cudi concert in a wheelchair and dressed up for Halloween and went out in a ripped corseted outfit with corpse-like makeup.
Remorse?
So I don't know if they necessarily have to talk to her to gather in
all.
their opinion that
At
she
all.
has no remorse. But Chris Cuomo, who is the one interviewing Steve,
There's no way his name is not Chris Cuomo. No. That shit kind of hard though.
tries to ask him about, well, you know, I mean, maybe the no remorse part comes from all the DMs and like the social media posts. Like, what about that? Steve goes from being very loud, very aggressive, to a little bit softer. That was something that was involved prior. Because remember, she was like talking to the modeling agency? Mm-hmm. He's like, but that was something that was involved prior. Some of that is taken out of context, is blown out of proportion. What, is she supposed to dig a hole and just hide in the hole for the rest of her life after this? Chris Cuomo fights back. Oh, no, but it was right after. Well, what does that mean? What does that mean? So now she's not allowed to live? She's lucky to be alive. He says Makenzie still doesn't remember what happened in that car crash. He says she does not remember. That has been her story from day one. There's no memory of it. And I'm telling you, I know my daughter does not like pain. She would never, ever hurt herself intentionally. I know my daughter. I've known that kid all her life. I know when my daughter lies. I just know my daughter.
Bro.
People don't really see that as a spectacular defense. He just seems to think it is. How can you know your daughter when he himself admits that he didn't know about the driving and smoking weed videos and photos?
I was just about
so, like,
to ask
how
about
well
that.
do you really know your daughter?
I was just about to ask.
As for what happened in the car, he says, I'm not saying pots is the reason for it. I'm not saying the car had an issue. I'm not saying the boys did anything. I don't know. I have no idea what happened in that car. And if I don't have any idea, nobody does.
Who the fuck is this guy? What does he mean? If he doesn't know, nobody does. Is he the knower? This nigga think he the knower. Like, he's the understander, bro. This nigga overstands shit. Like, what is he talking about? Now I'm getting a little mad because now he think we dumb, tribe. We not dumb. So what is he saying about us? If he don't know, then nobody knows. You just don't know, but everybody. Yo, he's so stupid. What am I hearing right now?
I don't know. I have no idea what happened in that car. And if I don't have any idea, nobody does.
Okay. I feel like we all have an idea
Except
why
him.
she turned out the way she did.
But he
Just by
doesn't.
this interview.
Yeah.
And he says the analogy about how Makenzie was found guilty, and he's saying this all after the fact. He's saying the analogy is the wife dies, the husband did it. That's it. That's the analogy that's going on here. There's no evidence of why it happened. There's no evidence of why. There will never be any evidence of why. And that's the point that needs to be taken here. The black box information is about the car. I can't explain the acceleration. I can't explain why the pedal was down. Could it have been the slipper stuck on the pedal that they refuted? Could it have been the car? Yeah, I mean, it's just as likely as she did it on purpose, and there's no evidence of purpose. And speeding is not a precursor to murder. It's not, I'm sorry, it's recklessness, it's reckless. That's why it should have been vehicular homicide in juvenile court. He says if it's just the black box information that made his daughter guilty in the court of law, then, quote, the black box information, then the car did this. The car did it. Put the
Don't look at me, nigga. I can't even process the car. What? Something's weird. Because as much as my parents love me, if I did some shit like this, they're not performing a press tour defending me. No, they're gonna pray over me and wish me good luck, and they'll see me every year when they can visit me in prison. You feel me? Like, a press tour defending your daughter that clearly looks and has been doing. What are we exactly doing here?
He says if it's just the black box information that made his daughter guilty in the court of law, then quote, the black box information, then the car did this. The car did it. Put the car in jail.
If you got the car did this, the car did it, put the car in jail.
We have no evidence of why. And you can't just say, well, the science says she was going fast, so that's intent. That is absolute BS. There seems to be a very interesting explanation for just about everything that people have been pointing out on the internet. People are saying that Makenzie was a bully in school. I mean, there are multiple school reports in the FOIA request that don't necessarily depict Makenzie in a great light. One teacher literally told administration that she couldn't handle being verbally assaulted by Makenzie anymore. And Steve's reaction is, well, I can't explain it. Look, was she an angel? No. Did she have a problem with authority? Sometimes. I believe when she felt she was being unjustly treated, she stuck up for herself. That's the simple fact. They state that the trial was unfair, and they think that Makenzie's lawyer did not represent her fairly, and they, at the time, didn't know any better. Steve says, are we bad parents? No. Are we...
Nigga, y'all aren't even parents, bro. Y'all are just people that seeded a child. No cap. Tribe, y'all think they bad parents, bro? Do y'all even think they parents, dude? What type of parent let their kids smoke like this and drive? What? What type of parent let their kid just sleep and stay and basically move in with another man at the age of 16, 17? Are we bad parents? They're not even okay parents. Nigga, they're just bad overall. If they had a player grade, they'd be graded out, no cap. Forget the F. No, you're out the game, my nigga. You're not even on the bench. You've been evicted. Go home. This nigga said put the car in jail. Or put the car in jail. What they gonna do, impound that motherfucker and flatten it? Like, what you mean put the car in jail? Like, how do you punish a car, bro? You take one tire off every day?
And they think that Makenzie's lawyer did not represent her fairly, and they, at the time, didn't know any better. Steve says, are we bad parents? No. Are we uninformed parents of a child that was on trial for murder? Yeah. As for his parenting and how Makenzie grew up, he says there was not a problem with her until this accident, and how it got blown out of proportion, and how everything now is so blown out of proportion. Steve starts rambling more or less about whether or not Dom's mom knew the judge and if they had any sort of working relationship.
Bro,
which I will say,
died.
the judge and Dom's mom and Dom himself, they all share the same last name, Russo, but it's not a particularly unique last name.
Alex Russo.
And they are not related.
Wizards of
Waverly.
Waverly.
But when Steve is asked whether or not he has proof that there's some sort of fix going on in court, because he keeps alluding to some sort of fix that must have happened, Steve says, I have as much proof that it's a fix and that the judge is dirty or incompetent as they do that my daughter did this on purpose. All I have to...
So let me see the receipts. Nigga, we have we literally have her in 4K. We have her in 4K. So let me see your proof in 4K. Yo, I'm not doing this, bruh. This is, I knew I was gonna get rage baited, but this early on, what is he saying? It's just a bunch of red herring statements. Like, it's like to deveer us. It's her. Makenzie is the problem. Nothing you do is gonna sway us from the fact that she the one that was driving. She the one that acted crazy before and after that. Like, no, bruh, no. No. Yo, Quagu, press this nigga.
Or incompetent as they do that my daughter did this on purpose. All I have to do is say it. So it's true, right? That's what the prosecution did. Steve ultimately believed.
Okay. Oh, you're bald. You're bald. You're bald. It's true, right?
That's what the prosecution did. Steve ultimately believes,
Nigga.
quote, I'm sorry, no lawyer, no person is ever going to make me believe that my daughter did this on purpose. And that's probably like the only statement of his that I truly believe.
I believe that.
No one's going to convince him that his daughter did this.
Unless his daughter says
but
it.
The two parts of his most recent interviews that have been going viral is there's this one part in the interview where he's talking to Chris Cuomo and he's just talking about how he thinks that the judge is biased and he's just throwing all these allegations out there. And there's this very light, airy voice coming from the side because this is a video Zoom recording, like a Zoom interview. And it's like, I'm a buff baby that can dance like a man. I can shake, I'm a fancy, I can shake my can.
That
I'm
the-
a buff baby that can dance like a man.
Hey, what the fuck is that? Hey.
I can shake him
Sorry.
like Danny, I can shake him like a...
Hey.
Yes, I
And
saw
it's
that.
like the most uncomfortable,
Yes.
weird,
What the fuck?
bizarre. Chris Cuomo looks stern and he asks, "What is that?"
Yeah, I can see him say it. But Noona's voice over the voiceover is funny. But yeah, no more joking though. What the why?
Bizarre. Chris Cuomo looks stern and he asks, "What is that?" It's my phone. It's a phone ring. That's your ringtone? It's for a friend of mine. So the ringtone is from a show called Adventure Time.
Adventure time, bruh? No. Don't do this, bro.
So the ringtone is from a show called Adventure Time. It's like a cartoon, and there's nothing nefarious about it, but it just adds to the weirdness of, like, I've seen a lot of memes online now where they just say the whole family jail, the whole family jail. They just don't get good vibes.
Is it a children's thing?
Yes.
Like children's
It's
I
like
think
a-
it's an
it's a-
adult cartoon, if I'm not mistaken.
But
but I think
not-
the
no,
choice of that.
No nigga, like, no, bruh, no. It is an adult cartoon, but maybe that singular thing isn't weird, but framed with everything, that makes this really weird. I ain't gonna lie. Like, oh, I don't know, bruh. I don't know. Did he like Adventure Time that much? He doesn't strike me as the type to just enjoy whimsical adventures, you feel me?
The whole family jail. They just don't get good vibes.
Is it a children's thing or children's
I
cartoon?
think it's an
or-
adult cartoon, if I'm not mistaken. But I think the choice of that in a ringtone is very bizarre.
Exactly.
At that age,
Yeah.
this whole interview is probably the reason why defense
Very
attorneys,
bizarre, bro.
not that Steve needs a defense attorney, that's not what I'm saying, but a loose example of probably why defense attorneys don't necessarily think involved parties speaking for themselves is ever helpful in any situation. The whole interview is a dumpster fire. Steve starts running through hypotheticals. He's like, what if we can prove that her pots caused her to pass out and she seized and it caused the accident? Which, like, there's already so much wrong with that statement because typically when you pass out from pots,
You
typically
probably just
it's
relax,
not a seizure.
right?
You don't seize. You pass out, you go limp.
Yeah.
Chris Cuomo, who was an attorney before he is like a journalist, newscaster, right? But he quickly responds, then it would be an accident. What if we can prove that either one boy or the other boy did something in the car that caused the accident? Then she would not have the intent and maybe not the act to trigger a charge. What if we could prove the car malfunctioned? Then it was an accident and maybe there's a case against the manufacturer. It just seems like every single point Steve tries to make, nothing
I don't
really
wanna
comes
pause
of
too
it.
much, but this
It
shit's
just feels a
stupid as hell.
lot like angry ranting.
Yeah,
He'll
bro.
say some crazy things like, just because you don't like my daughter doesn't mean she's guilty of murder. Just because you don't like what you see on the internet about my daughter doesn't mean it's murder. That's speculation. That is reckless speculation on anybody's part.
Just because you don't like my daughter doesn't mean she's guilty of murder.
And I tend to agree with that. Like, technically, the points he's making make sense. Just because
Yeah,
you don't like
like, I
somebody
do
doesn't
agree
mean
with
they're
that,
guilty of
but I
murder.
don't wanna agree
but
with
it's
him.
the fact that your daughter Makenzie is convicted of murder that makes her guilty of murder.
Literally.
She is guilty of murder.
That's,
That is
like, I don't understand. Does he not understanding that she's been convicted, bro? She was convicted. There's no, yeah, just because you feel this way don't mean that's what it is. She's convicted. Like, I know there's been cases where people have been innocent and have been convicted. So I'm not saying that the law is 1,000% justified or fair in that regard. But bro, do y'all think the law falsely convicted her?
She is guilty of murder. That is a statement of fact in the court of law. She has been found
There's
guilty.
nothing
That is
to
not
argue
speculation.
against.
That's not even reckless speculation.
That's just
It's
a-
literally a matter of public record. Otherwise, you could have a field day suing everyone for defamation.
Sue me.
Chris Cuomo goes to ask about
Don't sue
Makenzie
me.
and Dom's volatile relationship. And I think this is the point in the interview where I realized
Volatile.
there's no coming back for this person. Like, there is nothing that he can say, I think, would convince me, or maybe people who feel like me, to even open their minds to the idea that Steve might be onto something, because he's just so far off the pulse. There's this moment where Chris Cuomo brings up the relationship and Steve ducks his head and he starts laughing because Chris Cuomo categorizes Dom and Mackenzie's relationship as volatile. Steve starts laughing. That's a lie. And I cut you off. Sorry. That is a lie.
A lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. I'm going to cut you off. Sorry. I got to cut you off. That's a lie.
That's a lie. Volatile is not the right word. That is harsh. These kids fought and they broke up and they got back together. That was their MO. They weren't fighting. This wasn't a volatile relationship. They were never going to break up.
What the fuck? Did he not see the text messages? Bro, did he not see the videos? What does he mean? No. We're gonna breathe. I know we're each other's crash out dummy. It's too soon to crash out. But I'm not gonna lie, bro. This nigga pushing it so fast already. What does he mean that it wasn't volatile? Like, does he think that this is just what kids are supposed to say to each other? Bro, she was literally calling this nigga out by his name at every chance she get, calling him stupid, calling him a bitch, calling him all types of shit. She was banging on his door, breaking shit, bro. How is that not volatile? You think that's some form of love? She said she was gonna key his car. And what does he mean that they were never gonna break up? Dom was literally trying to break up with her. I'm about to put my thinking cap on to really try to understand what the fuck this nigga talking about, bro. No cap. Cause it's like, I think I'm losing brain cells. That's a lie. That's a lie. I'm gonna have to cut you off there. Mute up.
This wasn't a volatile relationship. They were never going to break up. They were talking about getting married.
What?
They were talking about
What,
a life.
for real?
They were buying furniture for that house. They were making a life for themselves. Period. That's it. They were not breaking up. And anyone who says that, sorry, that is untrue. That is a lie. And that is a narrative that the prosecution needed to go to put my daughter in a bad light to make it seem like she had a thing against this kid. He claims they absolutely were not going to break up. They did not have a volatile relationship.
They
But is that
literally-
really true?
No.
We went through the entire FOIA.
No.
And there are never-ending fights between Makenzie and Dom. Makenzie threatening to break open the front door to be let into his house, refusing to leave him alone, and a reoccurring fight between the two where Dom accuses her of engaging in sex work. Does Steve Shirilla know all of that and still categorizes their relationship as not volatile? Or does he genuinely think that that is not a volatile relationship? Or is he in denial? This is part 3 of the Makenzie Shirilla case.
There's no way he's in denial. But is he deadass lying this much despite knowing the true nature of his daughter? Or does he might be in denial, bro? But I don't, like, if he read the text messages, how can you say that's not volatile? Am I missing
We
something?
would like to thank today's sponsors
we
who have
missing
made it
something?
possible for Rotten Mango to support
Oh, that
Change the
scared
Game
me.
for Dom Foundation and Davion Flanagan's Memorial Scholarship Fund.
Oh,
Both
I gotta put that
GoFundMes
in
are
the
run by the
description.
families of the victims, and we will include those plus all the information regarding Dom and Davion's law, which aims to update Ohio's Son of Sam laws in order to prevent violent offenders from profiting off their crimes. All of those are going to be included in the show notes. This episode's partnerships have also made it possible to support Rotten Mango's team of dedicated researchers. We'd also like to thank you guys for your continued support. As always, full show notes are available at rottenmangopodcast.com. Today's case involves mentions of illicit drug usage, reckless driving, driving while intoxicated, self-exit, and possible domestic violence and sex work. We did pull the FOIA for this case and literally went through tens of
Freedom of
thousands of pages
Information
of
Act.
text messages, detective incident reports, autopsy reports, and more, so naturally quotes and statements may be condensed for brevity. Secondly, there is a list of discourse surrounding the case from loved ones involved all the way to unrelated netizen audiences. So in order to explain the entirety of the case, we're going to go over all of those, but just keep in mind throughout that any opinions, comments, or speculations made by netizens do not represent our own. And this is part 3 of a 5-part series. In the first part, we went over the crash itself and generally what people believe happened that night. In part 2, we broke down the Netflix documentary, as well as we actually interviewed Rosie and Bubba, 2 of the more controversial individuals in the documentary. We asked them all the questions social media had. In this part, we're going to be breaking down all the relationships, as well as covering internet rumors, conspiracy theories that people have about Makenzie Mackenzie's relationship with her parents and whether or not people believe they played some sort of indirect role in all of this. In part 4, and I might switch this with part 5, but in part 4, we'll probably be breaking down the entire 31,000 page document of text messages between Makenzie and Dom. And in part 5, we're going to cover the jail calls, the alleged prison girlfriends, the trial, and the appeal, and where we're at. So with that being said, let's get started. I've watched a lot of documentaries where police will talk about how they're tasked with death notifications for loved ones, and they always describe it in a very similar yet very specific way, that the family members let out what sounds like a guttural scream. Some people have even described it as almost sounding animalistic. It's not just this like, oh, I'm so scared, oh, I'm so shocked, I let
Like
out a
something was
scream.
pulled out of
They
them.
say it feels primal. It's almost like the scream is being ripped out of them. Steve Sharilla says in an interview, if you would have heard her, he's talking about his daughter. So he's saying, when we told Makenzie that Dom, her boyfriend, is dead, quote, if you would have heard her, when she found out that Dom died, if you would have heard the sound that came out of her, it would have crushed you.
She found out that Dom died. If you'd have heard the sound that came out of her, it would have crushed you.
Natalie describes how Makenzie found out. You know, she says, in the night, Makenzie says, where's Dom? And this is when they're in the hospital. I had to tell her that it was him, that he didn't make it. And so she screamed, and I said, I'm so sorry. She goes, no, it's not him, please go check. And I said, Makenzie, it's him, because if it wasn't him, he'd be here. Steve says that was devastating to hear her. The sound, I mean, it was gut-wrenching. Natalie says right after, she was asking, well, what about Davion? Is he okay? And I had to say, no, he didn't make it either. And she was like, oh, God. And I just thought that this was such an unfortunate interview. I get that Makenzie was dating Dom and was friends with Davion, so I'm not discounting that this didn't happen. Like, I'm saying this probably did happen, or that these emotions were not genuine. But when her parents describe her finding out, it's not really sympathy-inducing, because yes, she can be upset.
Listen, it's not, because I know that right afterwards she went on Snapchat and recorded herself crying in her cast, flexing her toes like some weirdo. She really could have felt some type of way about this, but like, am I supposed to feel some type of way about this for her too? She is the problem. She caused this. And based off of her actions, I feel like she's not remorseful. So all of these tears, anybody would cry knowing, or any sane person would cry knowing that because of them, two innocent people passed. But I'm not particularly thinking Makenzie's sane, bruh.
It's not really sympathy inducing, because yes, she can be upset and be sad, but ultimately she's the one that caused their deaths. So it's like, you can have this experience, but maybe like don't share it with the world. And I didn't even want to show this footage, but I've seen it circulating now. And every time I watch it, I think about how Mackenzie's parents were describing her reaction. And it's just unfortunate.
What footage?
Because this footage, we finally hear what the police in the documentaries are talking about when they talk about doing these death notifications and how they're the most painful thing to do. When Dom's mom is told that Dom didn't make it, there are 2 cops, so they go to her house and they have to inform her.
No.
There was an incident that we believe Dominic may be involved.
What?
When was the last time you saw him?
Last night.
Last night?
Yeah, everybody was home. Why?
Okay.
What happened?
There's 2 cops that are squatting down on their knees next to her. She's sitting outside on this chair on her front porch, and they're sitting down next to her, and they're just telling her, just stay seated, please. Take your time, take a deep breath. And she's screaming, and they have to try to calm her down, and she keeps screaming, oh my God, no, he can't be. What did she do?
Both Davion and Dominic are deceased.
Oh God!
Yeah.
Christine.
Sit down.
Oh God!
Just sit down.
Oh my God!
Kristen's gonna come outside.
That's okay.
Christine.
Yes, just take a deep breath. It's okay.
Oh my God!
No.
The scream, it's almost like she doesn't really know entirely.
A parent scream after they lose a child, bro, it is the audible representation of their soul. It's an audible representation of somebody's soul being hurt directly. It's like you take someone's soul and you just rip it in half almost. That's not something that, like, you ever forget.
The scream, it's almost like she doesn't really know entirely what to do with her
I
body
know,
as she's
she
screaming.
just-
She almost reflexively jumps out of the chair,
Yeah.
but she doesn't necessarily
Know
have
where to
anywhere to
go.
go. It almost feels like as a mom, maybe she's trying to go help, go do something,
find,
save
like,
her
yeah, I
child,
know.
but there's nowhere to
Bro.
go. There's no one to be saved right now. I think I was just getting very upset because I kept remembering what Mackenzie's parents were saying about her when she found out about Dom's death, and I was like crying when I was watching Dom's mom's death notification body cam footage that was in the FOIA request. It's just like eventually when they think that she's calm enough, they go inside her house with her. The police do. But she's like pacing around her living room screaming, "It can't be true. It can't be true." It's like she can't sit still, but she's like in shock. She's in denial. It seems like there are multiple
Bro, hold on. Let me calm down because I'm not.
But she's like in shock, she's in denial. It seems like there are multiple points throughout that the officers, they either seem like either they know they need to let her go through these emotions, or they almost like don't know what to say to bring her any comfort. But Dom's mom starts asking, "What happened in the car? What happened in the car? I didn't want her driving anyway. I don't like her driving. Oh my fucking God." And that other kid, I don't even know him. I don't even know him.
God, and that other kid, I don't even know him.
So she's talking about Davion, and it seems like she's getting hit with the impact that not only is her son gone, but another life, like another child, is gone. Because later she's outside and she's crying, "Oh, that other little kid. He's younger, I think. That little kid. It can't be."
Oh, that other little kid, he's younger, I think, that little kid.
She asked the police, why couldn't they save him? The officers have nothing to say. They can't even respond. She explains, "I was making buffalo chicken dip. They said that they had some party to go to and they were gonna be back to eat the dip. I was making the dip." Dom's mom will later tell the judge that when she found out that Dom and Davion were gone, she says, "I called Mackenzie's mother hysterical with the loss of my son and Davion. I knew Makenzie was in the hospital, and the first statement Natalie, Mackenzie's mom, said to me was, 'Oh, please don't listen to what everyone's saying on Facebook.' Yeah, my Oh, please don't listen to what everyone's saying on Facebook. Yeah, my son is dead. His friend is dead, and I'm checking on yours. But social media is what's important." Social media after the crash in Strongsville, Ohio, has been a
Yet again, I said this in the last vid, but Dom's mom deserves like an award or something, bro. The level of graciousness she holds in her body. Not only is she thinking about her son, but she's like, "Damn, I wish they could have saved the younger kid." Then she calls Mackenzie's. To hear that after, bro, I don't think you understand. Like, nigga, fuck seeing red. I would basically teleport over there and ask, "What are you talking about? My son, his friend just passed because of your daughter, and you're telling me to not listen to what they're saying on Facebook?" I would I would grab her through the phone. No cap, bro. Cause that would low-key that would send me through the roof. Are we really having a discussion about the internet while my son and are we serious right now? You think I have the time to even look on fucking Facebook? Oh my God. Oh, yo, nah. This is crazy, bro. Cause Mackenzie's parents is disrespectful, bro. That whole family disrespectful, bro. Disrespectful.
Yeah, my son is dead. His friend is dead, and I'm checking on yours. But social media is what's important. Social media after the crash in Strongsville, Ohio, has been a little hellhole. People who know Makenzie are posting things about her, against her, in support of her, and a lot of the posts are just questionable and weird at best. For example, one of Mackenzie's friends decides that she's gonna post Makenzie on Snapchat, and it is a picture of Makenzie in the driver's seat of her car holding a giant blunt. I mean, it doesn't look like she's in motion, but she's in the driver's seat holding a giant blunt. This is an absolutely completely sane picture to choose considering the circumstances, okay? And this friend writes in the caption, "Happy birthday, Kenzie Sharilla. You're in everyone's thoughts and prayers, beautiful girl. Nobody involved deserved this whatsoever." And to the people talking down on her as if any of you haven't said some shit you probably shouldn't have, respectfully, fuck right off. Just because y'all had beef don't give you the right to speak about her when she's fighting for her life right now. She was the sweetest to the people she cared about and loved, always greeting everyone with a smile and a hello. I'll never forget chopping it up with you in gym class, hitting our pens. Happy birthday, gorgeous. You're gonna get through this. Which, I'm not saying that you can't form a real friendship over smoking weed together in gym class, but like, that's your fondest memory of Makenzie. That you can't form a real friendship over smoking weed together in gym class, but like, that's your fondest memory of Makenzie, and you're ready to defend her with such a picture and such a passion. It's so odd to me. Meanwhile, Makenzie is DMing Rosie, the friend that we interviewed for the last episode. This is after the crash. This is like a few days after the crash. Did you get the new Skims? I got this cute
Skims?
Yeah, Skims, like the
dress?
like the lounge
The little,
wear. I got
yeah.
this cute set, soft lounge. Rosie responds, "Oh my God, no, I need to order more. I need the leggings. Show me when you can, the new ones." This is 20 days after the crash. Makenzie is just saying, "I got it in pink too." Literally, we need to become the Skims duo. What is happening?
Crazy.
What is happening? The police even agree with Dom's mom, because Dom's mom is later telling the police, like, "When I first called Natalie, she's talking about Facebook and I wanted to punch her in the face." The police agree. And one officer tells
Thank you, bro. So I'm not the only one that would feel the same way. Thank you, bro.
called Natalie, she's talking about Facebook and I wanted to punch her in the face. The police agree.
So
and one
fair.
officer tells her,
So fair.
you know, we went there to the hospital and her biggest concern was what the people are posting on the Strongsville page on Facebook and can we intervene? And that was her biggest concern when we walked in.
The first thing that she said to me when I called, I was hysterical after finding out, and she says, "Oh, are you calling about Facebook?" If I could have punched her and chucked.
We
I
went
would
there,
have.
and her biggest concern was what people are posting on the
I don't-
Strongsville page, and can we intervene? And that was her biggest concern.
Even in the first hospital visit, one of the officer notes in his report, quote, "Natalie expressed concern about the public's reaction on social media. Makenzie was barely able to speak. She asked to see photos of her vehicle. I told her once she's discharged, we can arrange for her to see them." Then a few days later, Natalie calls the detective again, reporting a couple of girls for saying, quote, "mean things to her daughter on social media." Although Natalie said her daughter reporting a couple of girls for saying Although Natalie said her daughter was no longer on social media, she states that there are two girls bullying Makenzie. The report reads,
Makenzie
the second
need that.
girl, whom she only identified as Jenna, reportedly blamed Makenzie for killing Dom on purpose. Natalie said Makenzie
Why
had
did I read
screenshots
it
of
if
the
she was gonna
messages.
read it?
I asked her to email them to
stupid.
me and I would look into it. I further explained to Natalie that unless the speech was threatening in nature, I will not be able to control what people say about the events. Natalie never emailed me the screenshots. Even later, when police are giving Makenzie her phone back, the officers are just saying, like, they're still investigating. To which Steve, the dad, butts in. What are people coming in and saying? He's asking, like, what are people reporting to you? The cops naturally tell him, I cannot tell you
Why
that.
would they
That's
say
the
anything to you,
investigation. To
dummy?
which Natalie, I don't know who made her the police chief, she says, well, it doesn't matter if it has nothing to do with the crash. The officer explains, well, we don't know. We have to put everything together. And I can see why people think that all Natalie and Steve care about are what people are saying about their daughter rather than what she did that caused those two boys to lose their lives.
What?
Another report from the hospital record reads, patient continues statements of depression and, quote, why did this happen to me? Mom and dad both acknowledge her feelings and assist with making patient feel better. And it just feels like it takes a very special person to be
Enablers.
talking about Skims 20 days after a fatal crash where two people died and you were the driver, but still wonder why did this happen to me? It's all so weird. Like, how do you even get to that point?
I don't know.
A lot of people think it's the parents.
Yes.
And I have seen people online, and maybe it's based off looks, or maybe it's based off the fact that two of them have really viral Netflix documentaries where they're both interviewed, or the fact that they're both moms, who knows? But a lot of people have been, I've seen, compare Natalie to Kendra. Remember the mom who was texting and bullying her own daughter for years? and then,
Sharilla.
yeah, to Kendra. That Kendra was comforting her daughter while also being the one that was anonymously cyber harassing her. Kendra, while also being the one that was
What the fuck? I don't. What the fuck?
was anonymously cyber harassing her. Kendra, that Kendra. Some netizens point out that both Kendra and Natalie have this very weird feeling that they give people where it just feels like they want to be friends with their daughters. They don't want to be moms. They want to be in high school and they want to be friends with all the friends.
But Kendra once was basically bullying the daughter the whole time.
Yes.
Natalie Sharilla was more what?
Enabling.
Supportive, enabler.
So what's the similarity exactly?
I think the similarity lies in the fact that they both want to be their daughter's friends. Like they both want to be in that age group, not necessarily friends. Like I know, Kendra is bullying her daughter, so it may not seem like she wants to be friends with her daughter, but more so they're stuck in like this arrested development phase where they all act like high schoolers.
Yeah.
So instead of
I could see
disciplining
that.
their daughter and being like, no,
I don't
you're
know
not
too
allowed
much
to
about
do
the Kendra
that,
case,
they
but
act
I could
like
see
a
that
high
with
schooler
Natalie.
themselves is what people are kind of connecting the dots.
And she was like, "Don't call her Tom." Ha 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 ha. She looked like.
So instead of disciplining their daughter and being like, no, you're not allowed to do that, they act like a high schooler themselves is what people are kind of connecting the dots. These are opinions online. These are not facts. It's just opinions.
Yeah.
And it's the energy, I suppose. For example, there's this one incident where even when okay, this is from the body cam, and I don't know, maybe I'm being petty, maybe I'm being like hyper judgmental, but the officers informed Natalie and Steve Sharilla that most likely Dom and Davion have passed. They're in the hospital. So Mackenzie's being on Steve Sharilla. The officers informed Natalie and Steve Sharilla that most likely Dom and Davion have judgmental, but the officers informed
So he's looking at her to gauge her reaction, and then
Natalie and Steve Sharilla that most likely Dom and Davion have passed. Mackenzie's being operated on. And it is without a doubt an incredibly traumatic situation for them in their own perspectives. But Natalie is asking for the officers that she might need a puke bucket. And this is like such a niche experience, like that I'm connecting to this, okay? The officer goes to fetch one for her. And like the way she asks for a puke bucket almost seems casual. Like she's like, oh my God, I'm gonna throw up. It's not like, no, I'm genuinely gonna throw up.
Puke bucket over here. You want a puke bucket? We can get you one.
So the officer is like, do you need a puke bucket? She confirms she needs a puke bucket. Officer goes to fetch one for her and says something along the lines of like, well, you're in the best place to have one. AK, you're in a hospital. We got a lot of puke buckets. She responds, that was a good joke.
You're in the best place to have one. Thanks. That was a good joke.
Okay, do we need to throw up, or do we need to convince the nurse to quit her job and pursue stand-up? Like, I just thought it was odd, right? But then she, in my personal humble opinion, and this might be like hyper judgmental because I have a lot of experience throwing up. Okay, I am someone who is super prone to nausea. Everything makes me nauseous. I have Zofran on the go at all times. She's not really sitting like someone who's about to throw up.
I was just about to say,
she's sitting with her legs crossed.
mad casual. Usually if you about to throw up, it's on some to the side like this. That's not throw up position. In fact, I would make, if you had to throw up, leaning like this would make it worse. I don't know though. I don't throw up too often, but I do know that, I don't know.
She's sitting like someone who's about to throw up. She's sitting with her legs crossed in the chair and she's leaned back. When I have to throw up, I've never met someone who's about to throw up. They're always forward and they have a puke bucket or some sort of container ready to go just in case, or they're kind of hunched because when you extend your stomach, it always makes the nausea worse.
That's what
why
I
people
was
go into like a
thinking.
fetal position when they're throwing up all night from drinking or whatever it may be, right?
Yeah.
And she's leaned back. She hasn't even touched the puke bucket. She just places it on the chair next to her.
So she doesn't look like she's about to throw up.
Yeah, and like none of this really means anything.
It
But I
just feels
thought it was weird
performative.
because you're in such a highly tense emotional situation. The last thing I would do is like go through this whole dramatic back and forth with multiple parties of getting a puke bucket if I genuinely was not on the verge of throwing up. It just feels like a really weird, intricate song and dance involving multiple parties
Thank
of
you,
grabbing
bro.
this puke bucket
Thank
and
you.
doing a lot when you are in this heightened emotional state. Like if I were in this situation, I just could not foresee myself asking for any sort of puke canister, bucket, bag, unless I was literally on the verge of throwing up on the floors. And even then, I think I would try to hold it in until I could no longer. None of this, again, means anything, but I guess it's the whole energy that Natalie gives off is a little bit strange. And maybe I am being harsh.
And to be honest with you, who's waiting? If I gotta throw up, bro, I'm going to the bathroom, especially if I have enough time to ask for a puke bucket.
It's a little bit strange, and maybe I am being harsh.
I don't
just
think
thought
you
it was
are,
a little
Noona.
dramatic.
I don't think you
She
are.
also, Natalie does this thing where she makes custom balaclavas that Makenzie will wear. So like the kind of, they look like rave balaclavas, like you know, with the bunny ears, like a ski mask with the face cut off, and then with the bunny ears, and then you wear them with like bikinis to the raves.
Okay.
Okay.
She hand makes them?
Yeah, I guess she hand makes them, and Makenzie will wear them, and sometimes I guess she sells them, because I see a lot of Instagram DMs where she's trying to sell them, and Makenzie will tell people like, my mom custom makes them, her ad is this, you can DM her, and I think she's only going to charge you $20, but if you live far, she'll have to add $5 shipping, but it shouldn't take long, probably a week. And again, I don't have children, but if my 17-year-old daughter were posting these types of videos, wearing the balaclavas that I made and wearing these types of clothes and filming herself smoking weed, I feel like I would have to ground her for half a century.
Yeah.
It's just like not hard to feel that
Not a
Mackenzie's
good look,
priorities
bro.
are all screwed up, and it feels like maybe even Natalie's are.
The
Even
whole
when the officers
family,
are giving
bro.
Mackenzie her phone back, Natalie, the mom, clarifies with the officers. And this is in the hospital, and this is in the hospital
What did she
report, the officer
clarify?
report. You had search activity, you download the date, everything, you know, now nobody's looking at it. So that's what.
Can you explain what it?
So Natalie is asking the officer, like, you got the search activity, you downloaded the date, like everything, now nobody's looking at it. Like, no one's gonna look at her stuff. Like, her phone is private now. And the officer is like, we mirrored the phone, we're gonna look through the phone. Right, but everything she does now,
Moving
she's
forward.
on her own. So they're like, yeah, now she's on her own. Like, we don't have like a tracker on her phone. We're not watching in real time what she's doing on her phone. And it's just interesting that Natalie is so gung-ho about that. Later, she asks again. So this, you know, this one does have total privacy again. Yeah. Total privacy from here on out. Everything we're going to look at, we have already obtained through search warrants for, you know, everything, including social media. And while they go over the copy of the search warrants, Makenzie asks the officer, are people going through my Snapchats too? Like opening stuff? Because she's got her phone back for the first time in the hospital. We did not. We just mirrored your phone. So they're like, we didn't go through your Snapchat, but like we mirrored your phone. Because I see like 3 of them open. The officer clarifies with Makenzie.
What?
We did not. But either way, even if we did, we have a search warrant. We're going to look through everything that's on your phone.
Like, what is
so
she-
like maybe we didn't now, but we are going to. I'm not entirely sure why that's her biggest concern
That's
right
what
now.
I'm-
But if she must know, we did receive 4 massive folders just containing her Snapchat data extracts. So
Crazy,
yeah,
huh?
they did go through your Snapchat, and so did we. We FOIA'd this case, and the Snapchat files the police gave us were extensive and ridiculously out of context. I'm just taking you on the journey that we went on. In the multiple zip files of Snapchat evidence, we kept seeing, okay, like obviously we saw messages and like we saw her posting like random things on Snapchat, but we also saw there would be like random things out of context, and we're just trying to like contextually piece it together. We see so many pictures of Makenzie with a white wall behind her, almost like a passport photo. I'm like, why is she Snapchatting passport photos? It's so weird. Just variations of poses. Sometimes it's slightly pouty, less pouty, hair back, hair in front, one side of hair in front, one side of hair in back. I'm like, okay,
fuck
is she
is
getting
this?
a passport? And I don't know why we're like, we need to get to the bottom of this. We were like literally sitting around the dining table, and I'm like, okay, team, we gotta get to the bottom of this. No reason, okay? But
But
we just
still,
needed to know. We
just
needed to
needed-
see it
yeah.
through. And we think, based off the context clues,
For model?
those are the photos that she's sending to fake ID websites to try and buy a fake ID online from.
Because she just like screenshotted that right before, right?
Yeah, so it's like fakeid.com, like something as ridiculous. It's the most fake ID website name that you could think of, and she has screenshots of her applying for fake IDs on those websites. She also screenshots
sad,
pictures of her
bro.
phone, of her like weird search history. Can you see a person's age using a debit card? Then she screenshots the answer from Quora, which reads, none. In the States, there is nothing on your debit card to indicate your age. Your card lists your bank name, your name, and card's expiration date, and your debit card number tied to your bank account. That's it. She seemingly documents her search for the best senior quote of all time. She starts searching on Pinterest. The 100 most epic and funny senior quotes, Planet of Success. She clicks on that one. One of them reads, see kids, I told you your mom was hot back in high school. Another reads, I have to be successful because I like expensive things. Ultimately, and like you would have to tell me if you can confirm, if you have this yearbook, it seems she settles on this poetic masterpiece. You can't get what you always want, but I certainly can.
I almost punched myself in the back of my head to remove that memory, just so I don't remember that bullshit, bro. So that the memory could just come out my forehead, bro, so I could just shred it. This is the most cringe, bro.
You can't get what you always want. but I certainly can. I don't know how
That's it?
Yeah. It's like the weirdest quote. Yeah. She also complains to her friends about Dom on Snapchat via audio notes that I think she thought disappears forever into the
Please don't.
ether,
I don't
goes
wanna hear
into
her
the
voice.
intergalactic space. But like, we have him. She sends this to a friend. No, like, he gets me flowers and stuff like that. I don't know though, but I have to be like, if you don't do this, I'm breaking up with you. If you don't make it up to me, we're done. Like, you have until 6 o'clock today or we're done type shit. Like, that's like how it is. So it makes it like not special. He can never just like apologize on his own, make it up to me on his own.
And I have to kind of like give him that like little, actually no, a giant ass fucking push. Like I have to shove him off a fucking 60-foot diving fucking board type shit.
Another audio message where Makenzie says, I have told him a million times that I will be the perfect girlfriend.
Perfect girlfriend. I will literally clean his house in a fucking maid costume. All he has to do is be good and get me what I want and be good to me.
That's how it is. He can't do that. Like, it's really not that hard.
You notice how she get me what I want. A debit card that hugs back. This shit seem healthy to you, bro?
And get me what I want and be good to me.
That's how it is. He can't do that. Like, it's really not that hard to please me. Then another one.
Guys are pea brains, like real shit. They do not think big at all.
She complains quite a bit. She also whines to another friend. So she got into this modeling school and like got in. Her parents paid for it. Okay, that's pretty much it. She says, today was the worst fucking class I have literally ever been in my whole goddamn life. Like, I'm honestly starting to feel like this shit's a scam. Like, I paid $4,000. I mean, my family did for me to go to this modeling school. I thought I would get placed immediately. But like, dude, this shit's taking so long and we're like doing repetitive shit. It just feels like cosmetology school all over again. Like, I don't even know. They treat us like fucking children too. Like, bitch, I don't even know how to describe this to you. I fucking hate it. Every second of it. And this is gonna sound even worse. I don't even know.
I don't even know, like, the fact that, like, some of those people even made it in, it's, like, it's shocking. It's shocking. Like, y'all ugly as hell. Like, how the fuck are y'all in here? Like, we need the supermodel looking bitches. Like, there's, like, 5 girls who are hot in that class. Like, and the rest are weird. Like, it's fuck.
Also in her Snapchat folders, you know, she's filling out this medical exam and it asks her, like most do you currently smoke or vape? Yes or no? And there's like a little box next to yes, a little box next to no.
What did she say?
Okay. She, of course, indicates yes, but instead of doing a check mark or an X or filling in the box, she does a heart around yes. And then takes a picture and sends it to somebody on Snapchat. I don't know, because now we have it in the Snapchat file. So yeah, Makenzie, the police went through your Snapchat history, and so did we. So
Yo,
kind of
she is actually... You ever see some shit that's so cringy that you just want to shrivel up into nothing because it's just affecting your internals? This is literally what it is. And what's making it worse is that this isn't just some case where this girl is like being corny and that's the extent of it. No. So it's like, I want to shrivel up into nothing, but seeing her actions with the context of everything that's happened, I want to explode into something that, like, I don't know, bruh.
Makenzie, the police went through your Snapchat history, and so did we. So kind of a dumb question to ask, whether or not the police opened her Snapchat. But on the note of dumb questions, later Makenzie asks the officers if they were all wearing body cameras. Which, side note, this is before her arrest. So it's possible that she thinks that they're just investigating and the case is going to be concluded with her getting her license suspended for like 10 years, which is what she asked them to do, right? But she asks if they're wearing body cams. They confirm. She asks to see them. They tell her no.
When was this? When was she asking?
She's in the hospital.
Oh.
So this is like after the crash.
And the police is currently wearing a body cam. This is being recorded.
Well, they were audio recording a lot of these hospital.
I see.
Yeah, they were not. I didn't get the body cam probably because HIPAA and like
Yeah,
there's lots of
that
stuff
makes
happening in the. Actually, well, I do see lots of body cams in hospitals. Maybe because she's on. Well, yeah.
Is it because she's
We only
underage
got
or
audio,
something?
you're
Yes.
saying. Okay.
And so she's acting like this is just like a friendly hee hee ha ha girly pop chat. And she's like, why can't I see it? Like, what do you mean, why can't you see it? This
Like,
is an open investigation.
What do you-
They're not just going to give you.
Why does
what do
she
you
want to
mean?
see it?
She's like, my mom would give them to me. My
Yeah.
dad would have given to me.
Like 10 years ago.
You can get what you want, but I certainly can.
Exactly. What the hell is going on right now? It's just all very deplorable behavior. And I don't know if Natalie and Steve ever call their daughter out on it or if all they do is sympathize. Natalie, as per her very recent Daily Mail interview. So Steve's been doing, like, I've seen at least 2 on-camera interviews. Natalie has a Daily Mail interview. She says, I'm always going to be a villain in someone's story because I'm the mom of someone driving a car who killed 2 kids. That's okay because I know I'm not a villain. I'm a good person. So is my daughter. murder. She's not how she's being labeled online. She struggles with this daily.
I'm a good person. So is my daughter. Not even in an alternate universe would I believe that. I'm not gonna lie, bro. She's not how she's being labeled online. Nigga, the labeling came from her. This is how she presented herself to us. It's not like we just speculated that she's a bad person. We saw the shit, bruh. In 4K. I'm talking about 3D damn near. This was a movie theater. It'd feel like 4D, bro. I'm feeling these blows, bruh. I would get it if it's like, y'all shouldn't talk so crazy on my daughter. She's just a girl, blah, 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 blah. But she's saying that she's a good person? How? I haven't checked the definition of good since high school. Did it change or something? She struggles with this daily? No, she struggles managing her multiple prison girlfriends. The hell are we saying right now, cuh? She struggles with this daily. Do you know who struggles with something daily? Dom's mom, Davion's parents, bro. That's some shit they can never get over. If I'm being honest, they gotta just fight through that day by day. She struggles with this daily. Nigga, she don't, what? I think enablers to this extent should also pay some time, bro. You need to bear the brunt of your daughter's crime portion. You need to pay a portion of the brunt of your daughter's crime, bro.
She struggles with this daily. She's being labeled online as a murderer, and she was convicted of murder. So, I don't know. She says, quote, I feel trapped. I feel like we're stuck in quicksand and we can't get out. I feel so bad for Makenzie, but at the same time, I feel so bad for the other families. I love Dom. I still love Dom. Makenzie still loves Dom. She's struggling. Dom was like part of our family. Steve says in the documentary, she's lucky to be alive, but I was torn. I had some guilt being happy for my daughter and knowing that Dom and Davion passed. I think what you wear to a very important event is very indicative of who you may be as a person. I mean, typically, you don't wear white to someone else's wedding unless asked to.
Facts.
And if you do, it's very indicative of who you are as a person.
Main character
and maybe
energy.
Sometimes you don't wear a graphic t-shirt that says boom on there when you're being interviewed about how your daughter crashed a car into a building at nearly 100 miles per hour to the point where investigators say it looked like daughter graphic t-shirt that says boom on there when you're being interviewed about how your daughter crashed a car into a building at nearly 100 miles per hour to the point where investigators say it looked like the car exploded. And ultimately, that car crash killed 2 boys. Maybe don't wear the boom shirt.
Was this in Netflix or?
Yes, Netflix.
That's even crazier.
Yeah.
Yo, Netflix a lot. I'm not part of any of those families, but just watching this, bro, they're so disrespectful. And it's like, that shit low-key is making my head turn, bro. Cause that's, she has the audacity to say that she feels like she's stuck in quicksand. Could you imagine the parents of those innocent boys witnessing the level of disrespect that family is going? That would feel like quick, bro. There's no moment of breathing for them then. If it's on Netflix, like they're trying to imagine they're trying to have a family night, bro. Just trying to bond together with the family. Just one night to breathe without thinking of anything. They scroll on Netflix to watch a movie together. They see some shit like that, and the first thing is this fuck ass nigga wearing a shirt that says boom. He couldn't have buttoned the shirt up, cause that feels deliberate now. He could have buttoned the shirt up, but why choose that? That just feels intentional, bro.
Was this in Netflix or?
Yes, Netflix.
That's even crazier.
Yeah.
It's freaking, this is a documentary. People like wardrobe is a huge thing.
And like the emphasis that they have on lighting, like if you see
Yeah.
some of these like setups for these documentaries behind the scenes,
oh my God.
the amount of lights, it's like 10% room, 90% lights and camera, crew, studio, like it's
Small,
just so intense.
yeah.
To the T.
Yeah. And I'm sure they don't have like a makeup team for, documentary interviewees, but like it's still a big day on the calendar that you think of and you plan ahead of time and you're like, okay, well, I
you
need to
have
wear
to. It's for
something that
Netflix.
is, But no, he wears a boom shirt. It's a shirt that reads boom on there. It looks like a graphic tee, and he's wearing this throughout the Netflix documentary. And netizens have thoughts ranging anywhere from it's just a shirt to he's an art teacher. He's trained in media literacy. He did this on purpose, and it's wild. Another one reads, it feels like he's making a joke about his daughter's actions. Maybe I'm reading into it, but it's not a good look.
You see?
Another says, their level of immaturity in that family runs deep.
That's
Another
like,
has zero situational awareness whatsoever.
Bro,
to which
I'm
later,
glad I'm not the
Steve
only one
does
that
an
feels this way,
interview
bro.
where he's asked about this boom shirt, but not before he very sarcastically points out. So in this new interview after Netflix, he's wearing this solid orange polo shirt. So it's got the polo logo, but just mainly orange, right? He says, "Is this okay? I don't want to trigger anybody in this world, and I'm wearing this."
Oh, yo. This nigga really trying to press us over what the fuck he's doing, talking about is this okay? I'm literally like far from my setup, bro. I'm taking a lap, tribe. No cap, bro. I have to. I literally have. Is this okay?
Is this okay? I don't want to trigger anybody in this world, and I'm wearing this orange polo. I hope it's, I'm not colorblind enough for anybody. Oh, the shirt I was wearing is from Drip Drop. So the boom shirt. He's like, it's from this Drip Drop, which is Crime Circus on YouTube. Crime Circus has been a defender for my daughter. He's made many posts saying she's innocent, and he shows the evidence, and he contradicts what people say.
There is a YouTuber defending Makenzie Shirella?
Like way before the Netflix documentary, like during the trial as it was happening, I believe.
And this is their merch?
It's one of their merch. I mean, people have been saying he's got tons of merch you could have chosen from.
The merch was related to this case?
No.
Okay.
Unrelated to this case.
Still crazy.
Yeah.
Still crazy that he picked that one.
He's like, he shows the evidence. He contradicts people who say, no, she's guilty, blah, blah, blah. And he goes, no, you have to look at this and this. About a month after her trial, one of his posts showed up with us. Somebody had sent it to us, and he had found 5-6 videos, interviews from the Strongsville Police Department that were not in Discovery or were not in the Discovery that we could find. And he says that in those videos, people allude to Makenzie passing out and having seizures. So it's a very lengthy police discussion with Angelo, which is Dom's brother, and he alludes yeah, I've heard about Makenzie passing out and having seizures, right, or whatever, but he's saying oh, that's proof. Regardless, I don't really think it's that pertinent because the verdict did come out the way it did come out. He's saying that he didn't get it in Discovery, which, I mean, if that's true, that's a huge allegation, and I would imagine that their appeal would go forward, but it hasn't so far. I mean, they're going to the Supreme Court, but it's just a huge allegation that I don't know, because I don't know what they got in Discovery, right? When I got it when we did the FOIA request. I didn't particularly find anything in there nefarious. The points where I was talking about in the last episode where Dom's mom was saying, oh, I'm not even worried about Mackenzie's attorney. He's not a concern for me. They kind of took it as, oh, everything is rigged. I took it more as she found out who the Shirillas hired. I don't think she's the one that told them to hire them. And then she's like, I don't think he's a great attorney. I think that was the vibe I got.
Yeah.
Of he's not this crazy, he's not fucking Mark Agnifilo probably. Anyway, back to the shirt. He said the shirt was Crime Circus's logo and one of his swag that he sells. So I wore the shirt to say thank you for what he was doing for my daughter, and he's done a lot. If I see him, I'm gonna hug him. That's the first thing I'm gonna do. He's been a very good champion for what I feel is misjustice against my daughter and the lack of evidence to support the charges.
Is this promo, my nigga? There's no need for him to talk anymore. I don't want to hear his voice. I don't want to hear anything he got to say, bro. This nigga is pointless. He's pointless, bro.
A champion for what I feel is misjustice against my daughter and the lack of evidence to support the charges. So that's what the shirt was about. Not me being colorblind to 2 boys dying because it was horrible. A day doesn't go by that I don't think about it. And that was one of the toughest things for me to do with this whole thing. At the beginning was, how can I be happy that my daughter's alive and breathing and the fact that these 2 boys died? The shirt was a thank you to Crime Circus. It wasn't me being colorblind or insensitive to anybody, because that's the most idiotic, because oh my God, why would I do that? That's got to be the dumbest take on that shirt. And again,
but you did.
Yeah.
You did wear
You
that.
literally wore
And
it.
Apologize.
Yeah.
Why isn't he? That's why I'm so heated. Because he could have just said, I'm sorry. I could see how that looks. It was never my intention to make light of the situation. I wasn't trying to be insensitive. I wanted to support somebody that was supporting my daughter amidst the non-supporters.
Just apologize.
That was his apology. And then he hits it with a, and again, everyone, this is orange. I'm sorry if it's offensive. I apologize now.
And again, everyone, it's orange. I'm sorry if it's offensive. I apologize now.
They're just so not likable.
They're literally they make me want to. I don't hate people, but I'm starting to hate these niggas, bruh. They make it so hard to even see them as people, as humans. Because at the end of the day, They're parents. They didn't have anything to do with the crash. They're just the parents of the daughter. But the fact that they're moving like this, I feel like they were directly involved now. I ain't gonna lie. I know that's like crazy statement to say, but bro, it's like if they were more harsh and more strict with Makenzie would not be moving like this, bro.
If it's offensive, I apologize now.
They're just so not likable.
At
They're
all,
making
bro.
everything not regarding to the case or legal side of it. They're just such unlikable people.
Yeah,
you
they're
know?
people that I would not want to spend any second of my free time with willingly. In another comment, it reads, he's the type of dad that joins his daughter's OnlyFans account for quote support. That comment got like...
Oh, the internet's undefeated. Oh my god. That's disgusting, bruh. But Jesus, I can see it. I can see it. I can you know you can see it too. You know you can. You know you can. That shit disgusting. But I can see that coming from what's his name? Peter?
a dad that joins his daughter's OnlyFans account for quote support. That comment got like 48,000 likes. So this is a sentiment that, I mean, I don't know, you describe a lot, but that to me is a lot of people that liked it.
Yeah.
Mackenzie's dad, Steve Sharilla, says, again, am I a perfect parent? No. And Natalie is like backing him up and she's like, nobody is. No one is.
Nah, but y'all are horrible parents. Nobody a perfect parent, but most parents try to be at least decent parents. Y'all niggas not even decent, bruh.
And Natalie is like backing him up and she's like, nobody is. No one is. Have I made mistakes with my kids? Sure. It's like life, you know? Mackenzie's mom, Natalie, butts in, but she wasn't a bad kid. She didn't need to be disciplined a lot, you know? The worst is her mouth. And clearly our definitions of good parenting and bad kid are so vastly different that one of us might be reading the dictionary and the other party might be reading the freaking Hobbit. Because like, what do you mean? In the police FOIA file, we received this lengthy document. It's the Cellbrite extract of text messages between Makenzie and her dad. And I will say, the internet has taken some snippets of it and ran with it to very interesting directions and corners of darkness. For example, there's the whole warm milk bit online.
I guess that was in the title.
Messages, and Makenzie seems to ask her dad for, quote, warm milk at odd hours of the day, or more often odd hours of the night. And there are some notable ones. So for example, I was combing through looking for these warm milk messages because I saw people talking about it online before I even got to it. January 4th, 2020, Makenzie texts her dad at 2:43 a.m., middle of the night. Can you make me warm milk? He doesn't respond until 1 p.m. the next day. Sorry, just seeing this. You still want milk? Then 2 days later, at 11:31 p.m., Makenzie texts her dad again. Can you make me warm milk? He responds, okay. Thanks. When you come in, be quiet. Then later, in March 2020, Makenzie texts her dad at 11:35 p.m. Can you rub my feet? This seems to be a thing that she does because months later there are similar messages. Could you please come up here and rub my feet? They are in pain and mom will not do a good job. Can you rub my feet? Which is interesting. April 2nd, 2020, 11:12 p.m., Makenzie asks again, will you make me warm milk? He responds the next morning at 10 a.m. Just saw this. Do you still want? No. Sorry, my phone was dead. Then May 5th, 2020 at midnight. Can you make me warm milk?
What?
Again, May 8th, 2020 at 3 a.m. Can you make me warm milk? To which Steve responds, K. Makenzie asks, can you do it now? Then again, May 9th, 2020. Can you make me milk? And I don't know if it's maybe a lot of people who don't really drink a lot of warm milk, or maybe just like a vibe that people are picking up, but comments on TikTok read, warm milk is not warm milk. That comment has almost 30,000 likes.
Warm milk is good for when you off a lot of drugs and you need to come down. I've seen that shit. I know some kids whose parents have given them warm milk and the parents know why the kid needs warm milk. But it's not like the parents were cool with it though. They were very much upset and wanted to get their kids, into rehab and stuff. But at the same time, what's up with the feet rubs, bruh?
Warm milk is not warm milk. That comment has almost 30,000 likes.
What you mean?
People are debating under that comment section, arguing what they think warm milk means. Some say warm milk helps you come off certain drugs.
That's what I thought.
So it is warm milk, but the reason she needs it so much is because she's trying to come down from a drug.
What parent
Others say,
is cool
no,
with
it sounds like a sexual thing. Another comment just reads, Google Urban Dictionary meaning for warm milk. Which I did, and there is a list of different definitions ranging from the beverage you drink while thinking of excuses to explain why you can't fish because your wife or others won't let you.
What?
Basically, you're a bitch, baby. All the way to it's a web comic, and all the way to, quote, wank, jerk off furiously during a bout of insomnia as a way to work up the heart rate and therefore exhaust oneself to sleep. So there are some people on the internet who believe that they think something weird is going on between Makenzie and her dad. With one comment reading, "This feels like a grossly inappropriate relationship." Others don't think it's that dark necessarily. They theorize online. Warm milk helps you come down from very specific
it could just
substances.
be that, but it feels
just
wrong
an FYI,
nonetheless.
sounds like she was a junkie and her dad was an enabler.
Yeah.
So still probably bad.
Yeah.
Does she ask for anything else?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna get into
she
that.
does, okay.
Now, one comment with over 40,000 likes reads, "Child of addicts here. I was always told warm milk helps you come down from drugs." So there is no proof that something strange is happening like some netizens theorized, because I kept seeing, I don't know if it was my algorithm, but TikTok was just like, something weird's going on between her and her dad. But then I'm reading the messages, and I honestly would say that this is my feeling. I wouldn't be surprised if Makenzie is literally just asking for warm milk, like a literal glass of warm milk. And maybe it's weird to some people because I wouldn't wake my dad up at 3 a.m. to ask for a favor.
Right.
But that sounds just about exactly what Makenzie would do.
Yeah.
But like I said, I don't
Very
know if I would be
inconsiderate.
surprised if she's just... I wouldn't be surprised at anything at this point,
Yeah.
but I could see her just using him as a butler.
Yeah.
She asks him to make her hot cocoa, bring her tanning oil, buy her spray paint, make her stencils out of cardboard. She also asks him to edit her photos, texting him, "Did you fix the pic? I need you to fix it ASAP. I'm trying to post."
That's crazy.
Yeah,
That is
she's-
kind of crazy.
Yeah, she sends more pictures and she's like, "Make those lighter." She asks him to make her pants, and again, more milk. She'll text him at night around 11 p.m. "Milk? Question mark, question mark?" He doesn't respond. Okay, or not. Then more messages. "Will you make me warm milk, please?" No response. Makenzie texts back, "Are you home? Can you please try to book me a massage sooner than 7? I have a birthday party that I have to leave for at like 6. Mom is telling me to book it when, first of all, I never even talk to adults, and I don't have no money, and I don't drive."
Yo. Like, yeah, noona. I love noona face. Cause that, like, actually though, who the fuck is she talking to? Let me text some crazy shit like that to my parents. You think I'd be here? What? I'd be in pieces. You wouldn't even get Tribe Louie. You just get tea, nigga. You get like a mouth. I never even talk to adults. I don't drive and I don't have money. So what the fuck you getting a massage for? I remember I saw a skateboard at Walmart that I really wanted, and I texted my mama, I really want this skateboard. It's $60. What can I do for us to get that? She laughed in my face. Like, I'm talking about head back, ha 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 ha. She said, "You can't make a skateboard here?" I'm like, "Where's here? The crib? What you want me to make the skateboard out of? Chair wheels and a board?" We don't have materials for a skateboard. She talking about something, "You better get creative or imaginative, cause we not getting no skateboard." And I just had to sit with that. Like, you thought I was gonna fight back and be like, "Nah, we are?" No. What you think I did? I took the chair wheels off of my chair, a board. I got busy. It wasn't a skateboard. Shit wasn't even stable, but I had fun. I had fun till I fell. My mom was like, "All right, you're done." And I was like, whoa, shit. That shit rolled like a car with square tires.
First of all, I never even talk to adults, and I don't have no money, and I don't drive. Yeah.
What?
Then later messages show Makenzie complaining about said warm milk, and she says, "Milk is cold AF. I'm gonna drink it, but it's not warm." Steve responds, "Bring it down." And it's just interesting. I can't imagine critiquing my parents about how they warm up milk. I wouldn't even give a Michelin star chef those notes if I'm paying for an expensive cup of milk. It's just like a lot. It's harsh.
A lot.
But that's apparently her dynamic with her parents. One DM between Natalie and Makenzie, Natalie says, "Are you good with the D, or do you want to complete those final assignments?" If my mom ever came up to me as a minor and said, "Are you good with getting a D in this class, or are you going to finish those assignments?"
I'm going to finish those
Guess
assignments.
what that means?
You better
That
finish or
means
die.
I'm finishing those assignments tonight, even if I'm falling asleep at my desk.
Yes.
Because that was her way of saying, you're finishing those assignments, okay?
Yes.
She's asking her about her grades. Makenzie responds, "Dude, I don't care about a D."
Wait, what is happening? So the mom is asking if she would like to finish
Yeah.
the assignment?
Yeah, so she's
like
saying...
genuinely asking, like, "Hey,
She's-
are you gonna finish?"
Yeah,
that?
but like, I guess I'm thinking like if
Oh
my
no,
mom
genuinely, like, are you okay with a D? Like,
Yeah,
that's the question.
I guess so.
Are you,
But like,
are you good with that?
usually when parents ask that, it's more so,
Yeah.
you're gonna finish the fucking assignments,
Yeah,
right?
that's what I
But
thought.
then she responds, dude, I don't care about a D. And now this is where I'm expecting Natalie to like pull a mom and being like, hey, you might not care, but guess who cares? The car you're never gonna drive, the outside world that you're never gonna see because you're gonna be grounded, like something like that.
Yeah.
I'm expecting. Natalie responds, unless you want to fix it. That's what I thought. A D is passing, so it's all good. Unless you want to fix it. That's what I thought. A D is passing, so it's all good. LOL.
That is
That's
insane
crazy.
response.
That's a crazy response.
I was reading that and I was like,
Insanity.
am I reading the right person? And I'm like, no, this is Natalie Sharilla's Instagram DMing her.
And their Instagram
They're
DMing?
Yeah.
Yo, husband Mango noona is amazing, bruh. No cap. In my head, I'm like, you're DMing your daughter on Instagram, dude? What is this? What type of lifestyle are they living, bruh? It's like they're not even parent and daughter. They're like guardian or caretaker or butler or maid or what, like.
DMing her.
And their Instagram DMing?
Yeah.
Holy, this is crazy.
Their Instagram
I feel like
DMing?
Natalie just tries really hard to be Mackenzie's friend. Mackenzie will even tell Natalie about her night out with friends. She'll say things like, quote, they knew my ID was fake. They told me. We did leave. And then we went to Grace's. Natalie responds, I'm glad you went out and had a good time.
Holy, this.
Natalie responds, I'm glad you went out and
Holy, this is.
I feel like, okay, I understand that when you're raising kids, maybe there comes a point where you know that your kid snuck out maybe, or you know that your kid did something, but like maybe you don't confront them because maybe you let it pass for like whatever parenting reason you decide, okay? But the fact that the kid is telling you and then you're like, well, I'm glad you had fun, is like not in a world that I can imagine.
I can't imagine
No, this
it
is
either.
like they flipped the parenting
Yeah.
dynamic around.
Yeah.
It's not even
almost like-
flipped though. Like there's nobody that's the parent. They didn't flip it. They just removed that shit, bro. They removed the parent dynamic. She's like one of her. I don't know.
No, this is like they flipped the parenting
Yeah.
dynamic around.
Yeah,
It's
like-
almost like Mackenzie is the parent.
This is so weird to
Like,
me.
what is
So
going on here?
weird.
That's what I'm saying. Her parents seem much less strict than my parents ever were. And I feel like my parents were pretty open-minded raising us. Like, it's just, I feel like my parents are stricter on me now as a full-blown adult than Mackenzie's parents were at her age at 17.
Yeah.
In one text thread, Mackenzie is texting
No,
Dom.
she was 15. If she was
like
2020.
Yeah. I feel like my parents expect more from me now as a full-blown adult.
Yeah.
And so there's another point where Mackenzie is texting Dom about alcohol. And she says, how are we going to get alcohol? My dad said make it with vodka. So she's like getting advice from her dad. And Dom is like, just ask your mom to go buy some. Later, Mackenzie says, okay, well, I'm waiting for my dad, so give me the money so we can go and I'll get the Jell-O and everything. You can help me make the margaritas for the pregame. Okay, I mean, the implication there is like, I don't know, you draw the implication you want, right? But Dom sends a list of things that he needs, and there's Casamigos Silver on there, which is alcohol. Mackenzie later confirms that her dad got the orange liquor, which is alcohol. And when they get back, I guess the party is being hosted at Mackenzie's parents' house, and she says, well, my dad is power washing the deck for us. What I'm getting out of this is he buying them alcohol and also cleaning up for their party that they're hosting at their house? Like, is that what we are to assume from this? Because that's crazy.
That's exactly what's
Later
happening.
in other messages, Mackenzie mentions to Dom that she's going to go to the dispensary with her dad. Mackenzie texts Dom, this is back in
This nigga
February of
buying her-
2020. My dad asked if I know someone who has hella female weed seeds. I'll pay you. Should give him some.
That is insane. So they're not only the parents is not only buying her alcohol,
They're buying
he's
her
buying her
drugs.
weed at 15.
Well, I don't know if he's buying it for her or for himself, right? Or Mackenzie could be making this up, right? But there's text messages between her and her dad where Mackenzie asks her dad, Steve, you want weed peanut butter? He responds, no, LOL, I don't like to eat my weed. I'm gonna give you a little. Are you making me milk? Dad, are you home? Then are you okay? Yes, I'm okay. I feel like I have a cold. Okay, to be honest, you need weed. I'm worried. LOL, don't be worried. I actually feel good. Just got irritated that I got it and have to quarantine for 10 days. They're talking about COVID. Yeah, that's gay AF. COVID's some BS. You shouldn't have taken the test.
You shouldn't have taken the COVID test?
Yeah.
Oh, Yo, tribe, what are we rating right now? I'm so serious. Side effects of COVID, by the way, gay. And then her prescription was, to be honest, you need weed. I don't know about y'all, bro, but if I'm sick and I smoke a blunt, I'm probably dying or something. Like, there's not even a bit of, okay, I could see how she cares in her manner in this way. She's just very no, there's no like, it's just all bad, bro. It's literally just all bad, tribe. I don't get it.
You shouldn't have taken the COVID test?
Yeah, so this is like a reoccurring trend throughout Mackenzie's text messages with other people. She talks about how she can buy negative tests, like tests that show a negative instead of
fake
taking the.
Wait, I'm so lost.
So like, because it was like mandatory quarantining.
Oh, so as long
fake
as you
the
show
COVID
negative,
results.
you can just be out and about.
Yeah. Yes.
With COVID.
Yeah, so she's like,
I see.
she was like messaging other people of like how to get negative tests.
Wow.
Yeah. Steve later says in an interview that he picked his battles as a parent and he let Makenzie smoke weed.
I'm sorry if I find marijuana not that dangerous as I find alcohol or cocaine or...
Nigga, you bought her alcohol, and marijuana at the age of 15 is very dangerous. The brain is still developing.
Battles as a parent and he let Makenzie smoke weed.
I'm sorry if I find marijuana not that dangerous as I find alcohol or cocaine or whatever. My daughter, beyond what everybody else seems to think or wants to interpret or glean, she seemed mature enough to handle it.
Bro, my nigga, you didn't see her driving while smoking a copious amount of trees?
Whatever, my daughter, beyond what everybody else seems to think or wants to interpret or glean, she seemed mature enough to handle it.
I didn't see it as an issue. I feel like they have a lot of issues, but that's my opinion. According to text messages, it seems at some point Mackenzie's dad puts like a bumper sticker on her car. I imagine, and this is like imagination. It's probably some sort of like student driver bumper sticker because she recently learned how to drive, right? And she texts him, never fucking put that on my car again. Now I'm gonna be late to school because I had to turn around and go take that shit off. He responds, LOL. It's seriously not funny. Like, I will seriously flip the fuck out. Don't talk to me like that, LOL. I'm gonna talk to you however I want until that bumper sticker stops showing up on my car. No, LOL. Because now I'm late. Somewhere that my hours matter. Okay, then call Polaris and get my hours back. Blocked.
Wait, what just happened?
So she's saying like, call my school and get my hours back.
She just
because she's
blocked
like,
her
I'm
dad?
late for school now because of you, and I can't get my hours back.
She just
Don't put that
blocked-
bumper
she just-
sticker on my car. And then she says blocked, as in like she's gonna block him, but she doesn't. Thanks for the laugh, LOL, giggle.
The father says, thanks for the laugh.
I just can't imagine talking to my dad like that. And then I can't imagine my dad responding to me like that when I do talk to him like that.
Yeah.
Their interactions are alarming.
Very.
Makenzie will text her dad in the midst of a fight with her mom. Tell mom to answer my text right now. Right now. Do it. Question mark, exclamation, 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 exclamation. Are you just not going to help? Sorry, not getting involved. I'm just going to get mad. Thanks for making this the worst birthday I ever had. She texts her dad, never drive my car again without putting gas in it. Like, what the fuck?
Nigga, who paid
How
for
are
the
you gonna
car?
drive someone's car, then not put a single set of gas in it? And then it's literally below the line. It was not below the line when I gave you my car. Steve responds, first, I took your car to get serviced, which I paid for and had to waste an hour of my time waiting for it, and cleaned some of the inside because the person that drives it is a slob and doesn't keep it clean. Then when I returned your car to the driveway, I noticed the gas was on empty, so I left you a note, told you when you came home, and told your mother to tell you. So be more respectful and responsible. You owe me $74 for the service and $25 for the hour I had to sit there wasting my time for my disrespectful daughter.
This is the first time he says something that I'm like, now what is she gonna say to this?
Here's the thing with Steve, and this is just like my context that I got from the text
Because I
message.
ain't gonna lie, I'm not even really taking him seriously. I'm gonna keep it a buck.
Here's the thing with Steve, and this is just like my context that I got from the text messages. Okay, when I watched the Netflix documentary, I walked away with the feeling that Steve and Natalie never yell at their daughter and just go, oh, baby, it's okay, baby, anything for you, baby, right?
Yeah.
That's what I walked away with. But then when I was reading these text messages, I noticed that Steve does yell at his daughter. And I think that's where he thinks he's disciplining his daughter, right? But then like it never really
That's
amounts.
not my takeaway though.
Yes, I
Even
know.
with these texts.
Exactly. But that's not what happens because I'll see him like yelling at his daughter, right? And then the next day it'll be like, have fun tonight. Like, text me if you need me. And it's like, oh, if my child ever spoke to me like that, I don't think they're going out the next day.
At all.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going out for a long time.
You know, whatever you just said.
Yes.
The Steve just text her. What does she respond?
That's exactly what I
Like
need to
nothing.
know.
She just ignores him.
Clearly, there's nothing going on.
Yeah.
There's no discipline. There's nothing. No
Nothing.
consequences.
Nothing,
No.
yeah.
Nothing is being done.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
I know. Husband Mango Noona, I know. What the fuck indeed? Like, what are they good for? They're just nuisances. Tribe. I'm calling out to y'all like y'all codders. I'm just saying try like it's like a mantra, bro. It low-key is. I'm not gonna lie, bro. It's like a recentering. Like
Consequences.
Nothing, yeah.
Nothing is being done.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah. A few weeks later, she complains to him, you should probably retake your driving test if you can't tell that you literally hit the fucking bench with my car. Hashtag worst driver. Hashtag retake your test today. You mean the car I had to move because the person who parked it failed to leave me room? And don't you mean the car that I paid for? Is that the car you're talking about? Watch how you speak to me or you won't have that car. She responds, learn how to drive. Hashtag ass worst driver of the year. She doesn't apologize, but later she gets upset when a school project doesn't end up working out. She rants to her dad, you better fix what you ruined or I will fail Polaris school. So, ... Are you trying to say you're slow? I'm saying when you speak to me with disrespect, I don't care if you fail. Makenzie responds, let me know when it's fixed. Question mark. Do you know how to use a music DAW? No response. Good to know to never ask you to do anything again. You just fucked up my whole morning. How about you tell people your plan instead of just fucking not going?
They literally text like two friends.
Yes, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. I don't even talk to my friends like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't
Is
even
there
do that.
any moment that they are acting like a parent that's actually a regular freaking parent?
No, I mean, the only moments I saw are when he's like, you do not speak to me with disrespect, right? Those are
That's
the...
again.
But like
That's
nothing
not-
comes of
that's
it.
not a-
Exactly.
Yeah.
Even a friend could talk to a friend like
Yeah.
that.
Like
You don't talk.
a parent, what husband Mango Noona is asking is there an acknowledgement of actual disciplinary actions? Like if he says something, does she say, okay, I won't do that again? That's like a parent child type of dynamic. And then for her to like respond back the way she responded or not responded at all, that's not a parent. That's not a typical no. Maybe in certain households, but that's not typical though. Like that's not what we're aiming for, nigga. We're aiming for healthy communication and healthy disciplinary actions, bro.
That's right. Those are
That's
the...
again.
But like nothing comes of it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Even a friend could talk to a friend like that.
Yeah.
You don't talk to me like that.
Yeah. But that's it. That's all I can find.
Wow, these are.
Yeah, no, I was actually like, I felt like my blood pressure was going up reading these text messages.
Bro, like
I was getting, like, I was huffing and puffing. It was so stressful.
crazy.
Then a few days later, she texts him, can you please go get us White Claws or some shit? White Claws or alcohol? Can you please go get us White Claws or some shit from the gas station or Mike's? Something like that. I am in bed. I have to get up early and it's Sunday. Can you bring us some, please? We need some, even the ones in the garage fridge. Then come get it. There are people here, OMG. And then he responds, Mom will drop off in a bit. And she says, bet. And he's like, oh, I guess this is the only time he's like a parent. He's like, bet as in better? And she says, bet as in good. Yeah.
Crazy. What kind of teacher is he? Art
teacher, yeah.
Middle school, high school?
It's a Catholic school. I'm not sure. Yeah. Then there's this whole Starbucks debacle. She asks him to go get her Starbucks. And he says, what do you want? But I have to go out. It might be in a bit. So he's like telling her it's going to be in a little later. Smaller, medium, iced white mocha, sweet cream, foam, and extra caramel sauce in a chocolate croissant. How long? Dad, warmed croissant. What the fuck? Why would you not get my food first? Like, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. I would go if I didn't feel like shit. He responds, I'll let you know when I get there. Please relax. Like, what the fuck? I told Dom no because I thought you would actually go. Unreliable AF. I was on my way out. On my way back, I will stop. I will. Stop making me stop what I'm doing. What the fuck? Maybe next time just let me know you're going to take 5 hours and I'll just have Dom do it because he's actually going to go get it. Like, do I have to have Mom go? Oh my God. Question mark, question mark, question mark. Where are you? What the fuck? Like, please never tell me you can do something if this is how it's going to be. Oh my God. Yeah, I'm never going to ask you to do anything for me again. God damn. Why?
Yo. Why is nobody pressing the fuck out of her? Like, how does she feel like she can talk like this? How? I'm so... Oh my gosh, bruh. Bro, I wouldn't even text my mom back. It is, yes, ma'am. Okay, yeah, I understand. No problem. I can definitely do that. Like, it's one of those. I feel risky if I say, okay, cool. You know, it's 2026. I'm trying to get them hip with the times. I'll throw in an I, no problem. Even then, they be like, no problem. Quizás ayer, which is, what is that? I'm like, nah, I'm just saying no problem, but like, it's fast. Oh, okay. Which is, I don't like that. It's like, okay, no problem. I can stick with okay, cool. What they used to is what they used to. You try to bring in new shit, they gonna look at you like, oh, konya u America, which is, oh, now you're turning American. You're forgetting your roots. It's like, bruh. I am American. Nigga, what you want? Like, I was born. Well, yeah, I was. Where was I born? Tribe. Why am I asking y'all? I have a feeling y'all know though. Where was I born, Tribe? My family members tell me all types of different shit. My mama said it was at a Walmart. My sis said at a hospital, and that wasn't true. She just lied to me. And my middle sis said it was in a dumpster. It's like, bruh, can I get an origin point, please?
Oh my God. Yeah, I'm never gonna ask you to do anything for me again. God damn, why can't you do it right? I swear to God, if I don't get my
ruined my
chocolate
mood,
croissant
bro,
because
like-
they sold out, I'm gonna flip out. What do you want? I'm here.
Is this the same tone that she kind of talks to Dom?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like very threatening. Like, I'm gonna flip out. If I don't get what I want, I'm about to blow shit. Like, that's the vibe.
So is this for me to assume that the reason why she talks this way, acts this way, is because the parents let her talk to them this way?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why she talks to Dom
Exactly.
this way.
Exactly.
that's
It all
what I
starts
think
with the
too, 'cause
parents.
I think that it starts
I feel like
that.
the correlation is very clear.
Very apparent.
Like, the fact that she
clear
talks
as
to
day.
them like this is crazy.
Yeah.
It's insane to
And
me,
so
bro.
He doesn't even
I'm not really
respond to
processing that.
craziness. He just says,
What do you want?
I'm
I'm
here.
here.
The fact that he
He just
still went to
ignores it.
Starbucks is crazy too. Okay?
It is.
And then she responds, I texted you and Danny. Danny is her sister. I texted you and Danny what I want. Read.
Sharilla has a sister?
Yeah.
Makenzie has a sister.
She has a sister? There's no way she had. I thought she wasn't. Whoa. The way she moving, I'm thinking she an only child. What is the sister like? Yo, is this? Oh, she has a sister. What?
What I want. Read.
Sharilla has a sister?
Yeah.
Makenzie has a sister?
Yeah. And Dom's mom says, like, it's very clear there's favoritism in that family.
Favoritism to Makenzie?
Makenzie is very sociable, considered mean girl popular by some people, skinny, gets followers on Instagram, conventionally may be attractive, and her sister is maybe not considered those things.
What do we know about that? Is it just from Don's mother, you said?
Dom's mother, some small comments made by other people, the fact that the Sharillas never really talk about their other daughter, and then I'm like,
I
the
didn't even
jail
know she had a
calls. So Natalie will be on the phone with Makenzie, who's in prison, and you just hear Natalie like fucking screaming at Danny all the time.
Screaming at the sister.
Yeah.
The
Why?
sister is also on the phone.
Yeah, no.
Oh.
Like, she'll be talking to Makenzie, like, da-da-da-da. Danny, get down here. Like, Danny, what did I say?
Really?
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, damn. You should be screaming at Makenzie like
Yeah.
that. She's the
Like
one in prison for murder. But,
Yeah.
yeah.
Fascinating.
I mean, I guess you could argue, well, she's talking to Makenzie in a softer tone because she feels like her daughter needs more emotional support since she's calling from jail, whatever. But it's still weird. It's still weird.
It's
So these
very
are just
much
like
weird.
speculations, okay? Yeah, she just responds, just hurry for real. It's already late AF. I shouldn't even be drinking coffee this late, but I guess I have to. Next time, tell me you can't go if you don't wanna, dumb AF. Did you just call me dumb? Because this shitstorm is coming for you. I'd go hide. Makenzie responds, are you threatening me for no reason when I'm sick with COVID? So loving. And then, like, nothing comes out of that either. A few weeks later, Makenzie is looking for a bag of soil and asks Steve, where is it? He texts her, I don't know, maybe in the garage, ask mom. She texts, she's being dumb as fuck. That's why I'm asking you, where in the garage? Baby, I don't know. If I had to guess, it's probably buried somewhere. Okay, go buy some. When are you gonna be back? Because my plant is gonna die. She's just calling her mom dumb as fuck to her dad, and her dad doesn't correct her. There's a lot of fights about the car. She texts him, "You are never driving my fucking car again. Disgusting. Don't fucking eat fast food in my car, then leave the trash in my car. Disgusting. Also, maybe try putting it back the way it was when you left it. Don't take my steering wheel off if you're not gonna put it back on." I don't think that he took the steering wheel off. I think he took the pink fuzzy thing off, you know? The little... She texts again, "You're done." She's texting her dad, "You're done." Steve tries to tell Makenzie that this is technically his car that he pays for, and he lets her drive, and he demands that she speak to him with respect. She argues, "If you want to be treated with respect, how about you give it to other people?" This is like a huge thing. To Makenzie, it feels like people are only disrespectful when she doesn't like what they do. Like in her English pea-sized brain, she's never disrespectful. She texts her dad, "Have fun in your closet when you get home. Your trash is in there." So I think the whole fight is like he probably ate something, left the fast food bag in the car. She put it in his closet.
Oh my gosh. Yo, with 2% of any of her actions, bro, I'm 100% perishing. But, oh my gosh.
He responds, "If I was you, I'd think twice before you piss me off, and then you won't have a car, period. So text me again with your BS and think twice." She says, "I tell you a million times to not disrespect my car and take my steering wheel off and leave trash, especially eat fast food in my car, but you never listen. I'm just telling you that you're being disrespectful. When you start making car payments and insurance payments, until then, keep your disrespectful tone and words to yourself." The next day, there's text messages between Makenzie and her dad where he tells her, "Be careful, have fun." And like, this is again where I lose my mind. Like if I talk to my dad like that, I'm not having fun for a long time, especially not the next business day. Other times she's texting him like, "Stop being loud AF." What? "I can hear you from all the way up here." Stop being so oversensitive AF, and I'm not being loud. This is her dad texting her. "That's not oversensitive. I'm trying to sleep and you're stomping around blowing your nose 79 times. Stop being a woman hater. Stop being disrespectful
What?
AF, and I'm not being loud." This is her dad texting her. "That's not oversensitive. I'm trying to sleep and you're stomping around blowing your nose 79 times. Stop being a woman hater. Stop being disrespectful to your father." In some text messages, it doesn't even seem like Steve is trying to discipline her. It just seems like he's trying to appease her, writing things like, "Am I unblocked? Sorry you didn't have a good time last night. Really, no matter what, Kenz, I love you and only want the best for you." Later in an interview, he says,
I was on my daughter all the time. I punished her all the time. It's not me going, "Okay, just go, hey, go have a whole time. Go smoke dope, have fun. Woo, drive your car really fast."
I mean,
That's exactly what you're doing. Did he not see the text messages that were publicly published? Like we all seen that you literally did that. He literally did that, tribe. Word for word, bar for bar, he told her, "Go have fun." After she disrespected the hell out of him. Like, you literally did that, bruh. What the fuck?
Bada bing, bada bing.
Did this shit just no?
Go, hey, go have a whole time. Go smoke dope, have fun. Woo, drive your car really fast.
I mean, I don't see it in the Cellbrite messages, but like maybe you can point us elsewhere, Steve.
Please.
Like maybe you can show us.
Please show us.
Didn't he say that, "I'm sorry, you didn't have a good time.
Yeah.
Have a good day"?
I love husband Mango and Noona's impersonation of dog voice. "Please, Kins, unblock me. Just know that I love you no matter what. No matter what. I just want the best for you.
Have a good day.
Be fun. Be safe.
Have fun. Be safe.
Yeah.
Here's some White Claw."
Yeah. I'm at Starbucks. What do you want?
Here's some White Claw. You want a Jewel Pod too? You want the newest geek bar and the latest Starbucks drink with extra caramel? There's no usage to him except butlering.
Safe.
Yeah.
Here's some White Claw.
Yeah. I'm at Starbucks. What do you want? Apparently, there's this one time where Makenzie and Dom are going to Florida, and Mackenzie's mom allegedly was going to go to Florida just to make sure that they can check into their place, because you might have to be 21 to check into wherever accommodation they're staying at. So she was just going to go to Florida, check in with them and leave, which is fucking insane. This is coming from Dom's mom. Dom's mom says,
She is their golden child. They treat the other sister like a piece of crap. She's the pretty one. She's the smart one. Just everything. It doesn't matter how outrageous.
One former friend of Makenzie says
Smart,
about her parents,
pretty?
they just spoiled her, so they just kind of let her do whatever. Obviously, at the time, she should not have been really just doing whatever she wanted. She just always did what she wanted. She talks to everyone else she wanted. You know, we were swimming over at the falls, and you're not supposed to be swimming over there. So I'm assuming this is some sort of like waterfall or something, right? Cops came and she was just sitting there being disrespectful the whole time, just like on her phone. And we're like, Kenzie, bro, like we're not supposed to be even here swimming. Like, why are you being disrespectful towards them? Like, do you want us to get a ticket? Like, what is wrong with you? Why are you just always like this? Just everybody, you know, authority, that's not the way you're supposed to.
She sounds horrible to be around, bro.
And the first time when she came over to my house, she was cursing in front of my parents, which made my parents not really like her and stuff.
Yeah.
And like, mind you, they are high schoolers.
Yeah.
I mean, even as adults, like I find it a little when I hear someone cursing in front of my parents, especially if it's the first time they've met. Obviously,
bro.
now that we're all comfortable, it's different. But
Nah.
the prosecutor says,
I'm not cursing around nobody parents first time meeting them, bro. Cause it's not even like on some, it's just a respect thing, bruh.
the prosecutor says her parents would offer excuses for her behavior, and typically Makenzie would walk away from those negative interactions at school with more freedom, less consequences, and her actions being completely excused away. Steve says in the Chris Cuomo interview about people judging him and his parenting.
Let's talk about people, first of all. If you don't know me and you're not in my life, and how do you say anything about me? How are you judging me without knowing me?
Nigga, we seen the text messages.
Life, and how do you say anything about me? How are you judging me without knowing me? Was I lenient on some things? Yes. Was I harder on some things? Yes.
No, you
I was
weren't.
raising my kid how I felt best.
You
at the
weren't
time.
raising
That I
nothing.
made decisions.
You're raising a horrible
I'm not a
person.
bad parent.
You
I
are.
picked fights that I felt would help her, and I
And
picked
you-
fights that I didn't want to fight with her, and I let her go, and I made her own, make her make her own decisions. And you know, she was almost an adult. It's laughable that the people think what they think about.
Bro, she couldn't buy alcohol. She wasn't almost an adult. She was almost 18, which is, yeah, technically an adult, but you can't buy alcohol. Like, you can't do nothing. You're just somewhat of an adult. She was 15, my nigga. 15, 16, 17, and these are the most important years as far as teaching your child right and wrong, in my opinion. This is when your child begins to discover themselves and explore and discover the world, and the world discovers them and all this extra shit. But if you raise your child good, then they should be able to stand amongst all the chaos and not just fold to all of it. Bro, he didn't raise his child good, and he's trying to now say that he did his best, or he raised her in the way that he thought best. No, bruh, you just didn't care enough. That's what it looked like, because if you did, she wouldn't have turned out like this. Tribe, let me know if I'm wrong. Let me know if I'm being, because I don't have a kid. I've never raised a kid. Only creatures I've raised are off planet and my nephews. You know, like I'm not the person you go to for parental anything.
It's laughable that the people think what they think about us. And I look at it this way: if you're not in my boat, then it really doesn't matter what you think as the people. I mean, anyone that doesn't know me should keep their mouth shut, personally.
He's asked by Chris Cuomo, do you blame yourself for your daughter's behavior?
Do I blame myself? Could I have advised her better? Sure. Like, do I think it would have made any difference? I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't have a problem with the marijuana use. I'm sorry. I just don't. It's a battle that I would never win. How am I stopping her? Was I going to lock her in her room and never let her out of the room? Was I supposed to go with her everywhere she goes? Could I took the car away? There's just so many factors that end up.
Yeah, bruh. If she is smoking to the point where it's an everyday thing and she's becoming an addict at 15 years old, you do what you gotta do to save your daughter, bruh. What do you mean, what can you do? You're the parent. You're in charge. It's a whole bunch of excuses. I couldn't have done this. What do you want me to do? This. Literally the things that he said he could have done. He could have took the car. He could have took her phone, could have sent her to rehab. Just saying stuff that could sound good, but coming from him, it just sounds like superfluous statements, bro. No cap, just filler words.
Could I took the car away? There's just so many factors that had nothing to do with it.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like it has a lot to do with it, but... And like, okay, watching the Netflix documentary, again, I was under the impression like maybe she's like playing chess with her family, with her parents. She acts like this goody two shoes in front of them, and then she's like living this second life outside where she's posting all these pictures.
Douchebag. I thought that too.
Seems more common than not with social media these days. I thought so too. But no, like just she's kind of a bitch. Like,
bro, they follow her on TikTok. They see her smoking trees like she's Snoop Dogg or Wiz Khalifa. They see her. They know she is a horrible person. They just don't care.
The second life outside where she's posting all these pictures. I mean, that seems more common than not with social media these days. But no, like just she's kind of a bitch. Like even in text messages between Makenzie and Dom, she gets upset that Dom is on her parents' side instead of hers. This is from Mackenzie's birthday the year before the crash. She says, this is the worst birthday ever. And that, well, I would like to think now it's not the worst birthday ever now that she's in prison. But anyway, Dom is on Mackenzie's parents' side during a fight. And he tries to explain to her, I'm not on any side there. You know, like there's no sides. She disagrees. Clearly there's my side and my parents' side. Like literally this is the worst birthday dinner I've ever had. No one meant it for it to be like this, babe. I wish it wasn't. Then why did you argue with me the whole dinner? Like you could have just made things so much smoother. Do you know my dress has a stain on it? Like this is literally the worst. The stain on the dress part kind of threw me off, but it just feels like the smallest things set her off. For example, Dom is looking for a spare key somewhere and Makenzie is telling him that she honestly hasn't seen it. And then he finds it rather quickly, right under the bed. And he lets her know and she responds, oh, damn. And he says, you could have looked. To which Makenzie says, you're really getting the attitude? I love how you always just try to cause a little argument. Like how about you just leave me alone if you want to try and cause an argument? Like the fuck? Okay, I'm more just fucking with you because I know you didn't look for them, but cool, get mad, lol. Talk to me when you're a little bit more mentally stable. Thanks, bye. You know what? I'm not even gonna entertain that comment. Actually, what do you mean mentally stable? I mean, no normal person just tries to start an argument out of that, so I assumed you're not mentally stable right now. I won't say that it's always Makenzie starting arguments, but she does seem hypersensitive to things, lots of things, or like everything. She also just like hates the heat. She complains to Dom, my room is literally hot as shit. My mom will not fix it, so I don't want to be sweating and tweaking all night. Like she literally will not turn down the air conditioning. She said she turned it on and it was literally on 70, so I turned it down to like 62. Like what the fuck? Why is it so fucking hard for her to turn the AC on? Like I can't even touch my skin because I sweat instantly. Her slow ass turned it off.
The AC's on 70?
Yeah.
And she's saying it's so hot?
Yeah. But also, like, the power bill. She also complains to Dom that her parents keep trying to get...
I've never seen my AC go past 70. What she mean turn it down to 62? That's a setting on there?
She also complains to Dom that her parents keep trying to get her to watch family videos with them. And she tells Dom, I really hope my parents get the mental help they need someday. Like, if I didn't want to watch the family videos yesterday, why would I want to watch them tonight? She later complains, I love you too. My house is literally freezing. Like, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with everyone in this house. I just asked my mom, why is it never comfortable in this house? My room is literally like the Arctic or 100. She also complains to Dom in depth about how much she hates her family, texting, I'm hungry, but I don't want to go downstairs because my family sucks. In another text thread, she complains, well, I was trying to fucking nap, but my dad had to go downstairs and turn the TV up to 800, so now I'm fucking awake. I fucking hate this house. I'm pissed. Of course my dad mined too weak to turn down the TV. What do you mean? He's too stupid, like weak-minded. I'm just bumping right now. So what, he just left it super loud? Makenzie says, I guess as retaliation, that she left her speaker volume all the way up. Dom is still confused about the TV, asking if it's really that loud. He's like, it was that loud to wake you up? Bro, it was on like 70. Later, she complains to Dom through text, my mom just ruined the vacation. What happened? One, weather gonna be fucked like the whole time. She deadass asked me if I wanted to go to Lake Michigan or Pennsylvania, which she spells Pennsylvania. I don't even know what that is, okay? And she says, why the fuck would I want to go there? Both holes. Dom's like,
yo, shout out to Lake Michigan in Pennsylvania.
Dom's like, why can't we just cancel and go another time? So all of them were gonna go, like the Sharillas were gonna go on this huge family vacation for Mackenzie's birthday, which is like kind of crazy for a birthday, right?
Yeah, like.
And then Dom was going to join. But then they found out that in Florida, there's like hurricane season. Oh God, God forbid people are losing their homes and their lives, okay? Because it's a hurricane season. But she's like, now my vacation is right? So then my mom is suggesting Lake Michigan or whatever state that she spells that I think is supposed to be Pennsylvania. And she's like, why the f do I want to go there? And then so he's like, okay, well, why can't we just cancel and go another time then when the weather is better in Florida? And she says, cancel my birthday vacation? I am going on vacation for my birthday and I'm leaving for it today and it's going to be somewhere fucking hot. I'm not going to Florida if it's going to rain the whole time. I'm so mad. If a vacay not planned by tonight, I'm for real done with this whole family. They really just gave me the worst birthday I've ever had.
Bro,
This is
Crazy.
this is
like unreal.
You can't make this up in a movie. Like,
If it were in a movie, I'd say, who acts like that? That's
Yeah.
so dumb.
right.
They can't predict the weather a month away, and it's going to be nearly impossible to book a vacay in a night. Buy a ticket to Cali for me and you right now. I have like $300. He doesn't respond. Dom, do it right now. Book a flight somewhere. My mom said she's not booking a new one. Babe, a flight to Cali for both of us will be like $1,100. Okay? Plus Ubers and stuff. We might as well go to Universal or just plan it another day because I don't know if we can even stay with Kyle right now. So he's saying like they have a friend in California, but like they don't know if they can stay there. But even on top of that, Ubers, food, all of that. Okay, don't come on vacation then. Fun. Dom tries to reason with her that there's not going to be a lot of options in this type of short notice. He says it seems like everywhere on the East Coast is going to rain. She responds, wow, I didn't know nobody knew that there was more than one coast. Wow, was that supposed to be a smart-ass joke? Okay, I just won't help then. You weren't helping at all. You never started helping. I was just talking to your mom trying to figure out what we can do. Of course you were talking to that crazy bitch. She won't do shit to help. That's how I know you weren't helping at all, the fact that you were texting her. She's the one booking it. Except she's not, and she's just sitting in her fucking room.
Niggas.
Dom tries to get her to be open to Michigan. Northern Michigan is actually super, super nice in the summer. Do not text me. Why the f would I go to some shit-ass Michigan? Literally never say that shit again. What the fuck? What the fuck? And again, it doesn't seem like there's a plan, but Makenzie is still sending pictures of swimsuits asking which one she should bring. And I'm like, I thought you're not going on vacay. Okay, mind you, she's like pissed because there's a hurricane. And then, text messages from her dad read, you need to work with us and going to the West Coast is out of the question. We do not have the time or the money to get there. We would get there and then have to turn around and leave. To which Makenzie responds to her dad, Steve, there's a lot more places in between we could go to. I'm never going to forget this. They do end up going on this cursed birthday trip at this point, and it goes as well as you can imagine, okay? They do make it to Florida. It's not a hunky-dory time. Based off context clues in the text, it seems like Makenzie and her parents get into a fight. Makenzie is upset that Dom isn't backing her up. She texts him, you're supposed to be on my side, the fuck?
Nope.
Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Nope.
Do you have issues?
Yeah.
Dom is confused. He has no clue what's going on, and he tells her, I didn't know you were mad. Hope you know you're part of the reason why my birthday sucks. Are you slow? Literally, do not talk to me, LMAO. I didn't know someone interrupting you made you that mad. That's my bad. But you did threaten to stab me in the eye. Yeah, I don't care. Happy you ruined this trip. Thanks so much for making me feel special. Like, y'all suck for real. Dom argues back. You're mean to me. Yeah, when you swear at me and threaten me, like, that's mean. They eventually try to reach a compromise with Dom, threatening to leave to Palm Bay. Like, Dom is like, if you're going to keep being mean to me, I'm going to go to my friend in Palm Bay. And he says, just don't threaten to kill me. Otherwise, I'll probably dip to Palm Bay. LMAO. Okay, then. So you just out here complaining. LOL. Get the fuck out then. Go to Palm Bay. Then go. If you threaten me, I will. It's not normal to threaten people. Dom tells Makenzie, I'm done with this conversation. You have only been mean to me and have tried to hurt my feelings. I wasn't mean to you. I was mean after you didn't have my back. How are you not getting this? You threatened to stab me in the eye. After you didn't have my back, are you slow? And this is like all in caps. That's why I'm emphasizing certain words. Later, Makenzie decides she's not mad at Dom, but rather it's her dad. She texts him, babe, I just want to go home. I hate everyone. Like, I've just been fucking here. Like, he picks fucking fights with me any chance he can get. How the fuck am I supposed to want to be nice after he just said all that to me? Like, he's being a dick to me the whole time.
Bro, I'm stressed the fuck out, bruh. Like, Tribe, dealing with this would low-key send me through the roof. I would lose my mind, bro. Cause I'm not gonna lie, I've unfortunately been in similar situations, and you get so caught up, you just try to appease. You just try to calm down and you end up becoming a caricature of yourself, bruh. Half of the shit that you trying to appease don't even make sense in your head because it's not logical, but you still trying to soothe because you care about the person and you want them to be chill, because when they're chill, they're cool. Bro, because of how quickly she crashes out, bro, how is she gonna say, because Dom is saying, I don't want to be around someone that's threatening to stab me in the eye, she then gonna say, so you just out here complaining, when she been complaining the whole time, my nigga? She literally been complaining the whole time. Every single text I've seen from her has been a complaint. And obviously I'm not saying that's not how, she doesn't talk like that all the time, but the amount of complaints coming for her over little shit is an indicator of her behavior, bro.
Dom says, babe, you've both been wrong. You kinda dog him. How did I dog him? Calling him 5? Didn't know that was offensive. You said something like, shut up, I'm having a conversation with Danny. Look, babe, you're both throwing gasoline in each other's fires. Yeah, I've been saying I'm having a terrible vacay and they just don't care. They've had a terrible one too, babe. I'm trying to make the best of this and everyone keeps ruining it. It's literally them though. You got your whole family here and they all care. You can't throw it away. No, Dom, I hate them all. No, you don't, babe. You're just mad. No, I really do. Like, I love them, but I'm getting the fuck away and I never want to be around them, like, ever. I'm for real. I'm about to leave. I'm done with this vacay. Like, fuck this. Fuck this. This vacay is fucking ruined. Also, the fact that she still, like, keeps calling it a vacay was irking me.
Yeah.
Dom tries to reason with Makenzie about her dad. Babe, you love him. You appreciate him for what he does. He does nothing. He could be way worse, babe. He does a lot. He has a lot of pressure. LMAO, pressure for what?
Pressure from dealing with you,
That's probably why he lashes
bro.
out. I hate men. Babe, you will never understand what it's like to be your dad. Give him a break. Like, the fact that Dom stood up for Steve more than Makenzie ever did, and Steve is out here saying, like, his daughter is a perfect angel is crazy to me.
It is wild, bro.
The whole vacation seems to...
Because it's, like, disrespecting Dom. Dom is, like, he vouched for dog. And Steve...
His daughter is a perfect angel is crazy to me.
Wild.
The whole vacation seems to go wrong. And I think that's just kind of who Makenzie is.
Yep.
You know those people where everything around them goes wrong?
Mm-hmm.
And like sometimes that does happen to really good people and like you feel lots of sympathy. But then there are a lot of people where it's like you look at it and you say, oh, well, everything goes wrong not because you're unlucky, but because you make everything go wrong. Like,
exactly.
Of course you're having a miserable time
Yep.
when you're the one making everything miserable.
Yep.
Like that's the type of person Makenzie strikes me as.
Mm-hmm.
For example, Dom has a bathroom malfunction at some point because the toilet malfunctions and Makenzie is just pissed off that he's taking so long in the bathroom, even though he's explaining to her the situation, why it's taking him a second to clean himself up. And she says, ruining my fucking vacation. There's toilet paper. Not sure if you know that. Use fucking toilet paper. Why am I telling you how to wipe like a fucking 4-year-old? Kenzie, I have fucking toilet water on my privates. So he said like the toilet flushed randomly and it like splashed everywhere. Go without me, leave. Like they're at a restaurant at Universal. Like go leave, like I don't care. I'm gonna call the cops so they can help you. I'm so mad at you, like you really did this? Hell no, what the fuck? Like now everyone's just waiting, no one's leaving. Like we are literally waiting for you and this is all in caps. They won't go without you, what the fuck is wrong with you? Literally acting like a baby. Do I need to come in and wipe your ass? I checked the timestamps, only 9 minutes has passed. So I don't know what her issue is. Like, holy cow, you need to get a grip. I'm getting stressed out.
Oh my
She's texting.
God, bro.
Answer
I'm
right now.
literally,
Do I
like-
need to come and wipe your ass or we will have an issue? Get the fuck off, Dom. Get the fuck off. Literally a child. Oh my God. Oh my God. The fuck? We're about to have some issues.
Yo. Bruh. I gotta take a lap. No cap. No. I'm about to open the garage, bro. I'm stepping outside. I need to breathe some fucking non-polluted air, bro. Cause like, Jesus, bruh. Is that a wasp? Never mind. This shit get you blocked. I'm not gonna hold you. Literally get you blocked off rip.
Literally a child. Oh my God. Oh my God. The fuck? We're about to have some issue. Oh my God. Oh my God. But then things are fine later because he asks where she's at and she responds, Harry Potter, I'm in line for butterbeer. The producers of Netflix ask Makenzie in her jailhouse interview, did you ever feel in your arguments with Dom rage that you couldn't control? No, it was never like that. It was always just more like I was, when we'd argue, I would get sad because he didn't really have good communication skills. And we'd be cool after that day or a couple hours later. We'd be watching movies on the couch, eating popcorn. she would just get sad. She would just get sad. I'm so confused. One mutual friend says Dom and Kenzie's relationship, they were just always arguing. That's how it was. And me and another friend were always talking about it. We're like, bro, Dom, like he has so much going for himself. Why doesn't he stick up to Kenzie? He can do so much better. Dom shares this story of a trip that she took with Dom and Kenzie.
Dom is telling someone else?
No, Dom's mom is telling the police. So it was going to be, you know, the whole family, Dom's family. She's like, I took off work. We were all going to go canoeing. So I packed snacks for the canoeing, the cooler and all of that. So we had a bag that had chips and, you know, the sort of things that was like super, you didn't like want to put it in stuff because they would get crushed. So like usually on a road trip, you save them for last, like the chip bag, and then it goes in the backseat, whatever. Well, we forgot. She ruined the entire canoe trip. She sat there and threw a fit that we had forgotten those chips, that she had nothing to eat. And I kept saying, we're enjoying our day. There's no fighting. We're going to find you something to eat. We even stopped at this bar. She was not satisfied with anything. Like, no, nothing. It did not matter what I had. She did not have those chips. So it was like, she's explaining like how they went on this whole almost like goose chase to find her something that she was happy enough eating. And Dom was just stressed about it the whole time because she was so pissed about those chips. And she was very crafty on how she would do stuff because she would stick her digs. You know, me and Angelo were in a canoe, they're there. She would stick her digs in her comments so that we couldn't hear. But it was a big tantrum. I mean, everything was a dig. You forgot the chips. You forgot. Okay, I get it. Do you know what I mean? But it's not enough to have a tantrum and ruin the day. Dom's brother Angelo later tells the police that Makenzie would go through self-esteem issues and Dom would want to break up with her because she would, quote,
she'd get crazy about stuff, like accuse him of cheating and stuff when he's
not constant, but there'd be every couple of weeks or so where they were almost breaking up and then she'd be threatening to hurt herself. Stuff would arise and it would really never, it just wouldn't take a healthy course, to be honest with you. The officer is like, what do you mean she would go crazy? Like, what's crazy? There are times where she called Dom and said, if you break up with me, I'm going to kill myself, word for word. And then Dom, he was like a very, very selfless person. And he did. I mean, obviously they were together for a long time and they built a relationship. They cared for each other deeply. Even though Dom did care for her deeply, I'm not disputing any of that, but he's seen all the toxicness that she was putting onto him. So he's saying like Dom would try to tell Makenzie that he would be there for her after their breakup. So like, you don't have to do anything drastic. Like he's gonna be there, but he just can't be in this relationship anymore. And Makenzie would just keep coming back, quote, I'll kill myself. Essentially, is what Angelo is alleging. Angelo says that he actually was very close with Makenzie in the very beginning of Makenzie and Dom's relationship, to the point where she would go to Angelo to get comfort whenever Dom and her would fight. But Angelo says that he started distancing himself because, quote, I just seen that she was very, very selfish. He says he couldn't deal with it anymore, so he blocked her number. Like, that's how bad it got. Like, he'd go and block her number because she would blow up his phone nonstop like, when she couldn't get in contact with Dom. He'd be in the car with Dom, and Dom is driving, so he doesn't pick up his phone, and they're just going to go get, like, food, and she's just blowing up both their phones. Dom's brother says he witnessed fights and he feels like, quote, honestly, he'll be like so nice. Dom will be so nice and accommodating as possible to stop the fight. And she'd be one of those people that is just petty, like petty, 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 petty. And again, normally I would take anything that one party's sibling says about a relationship with a grain of salt.
I'm believing him.
But then like I did see all those text messages.
I'm believing him, yeah.
And I'm like, this seems like more or less at least accurate in my opinion about his characterization. And then she'll be, you know, in between fights, text Dom's brother. Like in between fights, she'll be like, hey, can you do my homework for me? I don't want to do my math homework.
What the fuck? Who?
He's like, why would I?
Why would he? What? Why?
She really lives in that universe that everyone
is like her butler. Yeah.
And then for some fights, he says, you know, they would have to call Kenzie's parents to tell them to come get her because she's refusing to leave, being toxic. They pick her up. Dom's brother is like, I mean, by the way, these fights are always started by Kenzie, and then you know, they ask her to leave, and then the parents have to come pick her up. Somehow she'll make it back, and she'll just be pounding on the windows, demanding to be let back in. He says that her behavior started escalating as she got older. He says, quote,
everything behind it, the number one word for it is like selfish and self-centered. Doesn't really know how to like go through arguments properly, doesn't know how to do stuff like healthily, but her behavior never really got better. To me, it almost just got more drastic. Okay. Like before, when she was younger, 9th, 10th grade, she would go home when they were fighting or whatever, and then be texting him saying, oh, I'll hurt myself, blah, 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 blah. And then he's like, okay, please don't, we can work this out, whatever, you know?
But then when it came to the point where she's 16, she's driving now, she's 17, she's even older,
Smoking,
she's driving back over, she's
on
banging on the
drugs.
windows, her behavior became more erratic. Maybe also because she had more ways to let it out and to show that.
I think that's exactly what's going on. Maybe the parents talk to her this way ever since she was little, and maybe the parents just chop it up as that's just what she says. She doesn't do anything. I don't know. Sounds like
no. I'm not saying no to you, husband Mango Noona. I'm just saying that I can't go for that. Like, if the parents don't think that she isn't doing what she's saying, bro, they follow her. They follow her, bro. They see all the shit that she doing, all the shit that she's saying to folks. Like, nah, bro.
that's just what she says. She doesn't do anything. I don't know. Sounds like the dad even thinks it's cute to talk like that. Texting like slow AF.
You just unlocked
He's just
something
the
in my brain. Okay,
LOL.
so one thing I did notice in all the jail calls,
Giggle,
right?
LOL.
Is Makenzie, every time she sneezes, she does have like a soft sneeze. It's like achoo, achoo, right? And almost like every single time without fail, Natalie will just be like, "Oh, that's so cute."
Well, no, cute little sneezes.
Which I don't know why. Like, I didn't really care for it.
Even the sneezes feel performative.
No, cute little sneezes.
Which I don't know why. Like, I didn't really care for it, but that just like reminded me of it. It's just so random.
Yeah.
Like the way she's talking to her. I mean, she's
in
a convicted
jail.
murderer.
Yeah.
Right.
When she sneezes, the mom goes, "That's so cute."
Yeah.
There's nothing cute.
Nothing
at
cute.
all.
About this whole situation.
Nothing.
You're on a recorded line.
Yeah.
From Securus, the jail line.
Like, is that her
Cute
default?
little
Like, she just always
sneezes.
like, "That's so cute."
Yeah, everything is like very. Makenzie will be talking about how she ate ramen because she doesn't like the prison food, and then the mom will be like, "Well, is it better than last time?" Then she's like, "Yeah, I made it in the shower this time." Oh, that's good. That's good.
Well, did you have lunch? What was lunch?
I don't know. I
okay.
didn't look. I just ate ramen.
Was it better than last time?
No, I didn't. I don't even know what it was. I just ate ramen.
No, I mean, did you make it better than you did last time?
Yes, I used the shower this time to make it.
And that was much better?
Mhm.
Good.
And I'm like, hey, so nothing about this situation is fucking good. But Angelo does tell investigators, quote, there was multiple times, even in the month of July, that he was trying to break up with her. A couple days before the crash, she was hitting him on the highway while driving down the highway. He had to pull his car over on the side of the highway, not in a very safe parking spot either, and have somebody else come pick them up and drive the car home because he was scared that she was going to make him crash. And that was just prior to the day before the actual crash where she was driving.
Prior to the day before the crash?
Yeah, so it's just, he's saying like it was very recent to the crash. I think it's pretty clear the relationship between Makenzie and Dom is not good.
Right.
It's always been rough.
Volatile.
Going through all their fights, it seems like in the very beginning, the biggest...
So how the hell does Peter Makenzie have the audacity to say that the relationship not volatile if you can gather that easily from, like, bro, I'm telling you, them niggas just lying and they don't care, bro. They care enough to defend their daughter against all this shit, but they don't care enough to actually raise their daughter to be a stand-up citizen, bro. Like, plot twist of 2 decades, bro. Makenzie shit really got an actual sister.
Prior to the day before the crash?
Yeah, so it's just, he's saying like it was very recent to the crash. I think it's pretty clear the relationship between Makenzie and Dom is not good. It's always been rough. I mean, going through all their fights, it seems like in the very beginning, the biggest issue was that Dom didn't feel like he had enough space in the relationship. He would complain that he just couldn't even breathe for an hour, which I can see. And I know, like, some people saw the beginning parts of their text messages and felt like Dom was the mean one, and this was her reacting to his meanness. I think, like, I did see a bunch of TikToks like that. And just collectively seeing it, I would say that they're both teenagers in a relationship trying to figure out how a relationship works, but it does seem like she does not give him a moment alone. And some people just need time to decompress in a relationship.
Facts.
And I feel like that's kind of like, that's a lot of people, but
Yeah.
it's not happening. And there is a cheating thing. Now, it's unclear how exactly it happened, but Dom argues that it was all while they were on break. So he's, throughout, he's arguing that this is technically not cheating because they were on break. Makenzie argues that it was while they were still together. But it does seem like Dom did, in fact, have relations with another girl, Faith, who is a friend since middle school. says on the Netflix docs, and she's throughout the jail calls, you know, she's there. So she's a big supporter of Makenzie. Faith says, I told Kenzie.
Faith is a supporter of Makenzie?
Like a friend and supporter, because she's in the jail calls. She talks to Makenzie on the phone in jail.
And Faith slept with Don?
No. Faith is saying in the Netflix documentary, quote, I told Kenzie, hey, your boyfriend just cheated on you with one of our best friends. I felt terrible for Kenzie. I mean, it sucks to be cheated on. Moving forward in their relationship, it caused a lot of trust issues. Her to be like, hey, who are you with? What are you doing? This is clearly told from Makenzie's point of view, since she's DMing her friend about it later. So I found these Instagram DMs, and she DMs her, he cheated on me 4 times in the beginning. 2 times were with my best friend. Bro, it like fucked me up. You would die. I'm gonna tell you their story. I was a freshman. He was a junior. Literally, her name was redacted. She would leave my house at night and say she's gonna go to another friend's house, but instead she would walk to my boyfriend's and fuck him. She didn't even tell me. He did. And he was publicly cheating. Literally, like, they had gym together and would fuck around in school, and no one told me. It's insane. In 2020, about a year before the crash, Makenzie writes to Dom, when you cheated on me, the girls didn't come up to you, you went up to them. To which Dom responds, they came to me. He argues, again, it happened when they were on break, and quote, you bring up me cheating like 3 times a week. Maybe because you cheated on me. Makenzie tells him the energy he needs to have is, quote, you hate all bitches but me. Do you know how many boys I ignore? Like 30 a day.
I'm famous. I need my views. Oh, you're famous, shorty.
Do you know how many boys I ignore? Like 30 a day. I'm famous. I need my views.
What is she talking about?
So like following people on Instagram. She's like, you don't need to follow girls, but I need to like follow people and interact with people online because I'm famous and I need my views. Wow. She wants him to text a girl, quote, but you can't even text a bitch to get off your dick. I don't even have her number. Get it. She also goes into his phone to secretly block girls that are liking his photos, and she sees nothing wrong with that. But Dom tells her, I get no fucking privacy, like, fuck you. One TikTok she posts, she's reacting to what she believes to be a funny comment that reads, chicks be like, check your man, not me. Bitch, I beat him up already. It's your turn. So I don't know if there was a lot of trust established in their relationship at this point, but one of their more recent fights is Dom seems to be getting fed up with Makenzie hanging out with this one particular friend of Mackenzie's. Let's call her G. Dom believes G is a sex worker and he doesn't like his girlfriend hanging out with her, which normally I am not a fan of any partner dictating who you should or should not be friends with. And I also feel like someone's occupation is not some sort of benchmark for their morality. But I guess on an objective level,
15.
maybe
She's
it
like
could
16,
be warranted to
like-
not want a 17-year-old girl to hang out with a sex worker.
Yeah.
But maybe that's still something her parents should be concerned about and getting upset about, but instead of Dom. DM messages between, this is around like June 8th, 2022. This is the month before Dom and Davion's deaths. Makenzie messages Dom, do I have to pull up? I would answer. Let me know if you're actually ending this. She video chats Dom. He doesn't respond. Like, this is a pattern that we've been seeing.
Yeah.
She sends him 10 messages all back to back. Let me know if you're actually ending this. Answer now. She's freaking out on him and he just asks her, are you going to chill with thoughts? Which, side note, again, I don't necessarily like the word usage here to talk about someone's alleged maybe occupation, but I digress. Makenzie tells him, you forced me and made me choose between you and my friend. You are being abusive. She tries to call him. He doesn't respond. He DMs, are you going to chill with thoughts, specifically prostitutes? Again, not the best word usage. Are you going to show love, compassion, and make me feel special and chase me? Yes, of course I will. I'm going to go out to eat with my friends when they ask me to go or go roller skating. That does not make me one of them. He responds, I'm not going to chase you if it's going to be toxic. It's not toxic. Kenzie, you choose the thoughts, we done. Babe, I'm sorry. Makenzie starts demanding he stops hanging out with friends she doesn't like, to which he responds, my friends ain't prostitutes, babe. And you need to unfollow every girl you follow too. I don't care if you, quote, knew them your whole life. If I'm not allowed to be friends with redacted, okay, then unfollow every boy you follow. Makenzie asks, and you need to buy me something really nice if I'm not allowed to be friends with them. And I don't. And you need to buy me something really nice if I'm not allowed to be friends with them. And I don't follow boys. They start arguing about who's cheating on who and if it was cheating, if it was during break or not. And Makenzie tells him, whatever, Dom, go be single. Then you obviously never loved or cared about me if it's easy to treat me like this. But instead of letting things go, she DMs him again. Why the fuck did you just stop answering? She tries to video call him again. But again, this is near the end of their relationship. Dom is standing his ground and is telling her, you will get influenced by these people whether you think you will or not. Makenzie doesn't like that. She responds, no, I'm not. I have a mind of my own. I'm not a follower. I'm a leader. You know that. It's a fact. Why aren't you letting me have a mind of my own? Kenzie, it's a proven fact. Why do you think you and me are exact same by now? We always had lots of things in common, but now we literally say the same shit. We finish each other's sentences. Part of that is because we are only around each other, you know? Like, we eat the same foods now. We listen to the same music, have the same interests. Like, I want you to have friends, but I don't want 5 out of 5 of them to be prostitutes, because I know you're gonna start acting different because you did this last time when you were with her. I seen it slowly happen last time. It's factual. Well, I'm a new me every day.
It's not even that it goes through one ear and out the other. It's like it goes in one eyeball and out her fucking nose. Like, there's no type of comprehension at all happening.
Because you did this last time when you were with her. I seen it slowly happen last time. It's factual. Well, I'm a new me every day. I'm never gonna do that again, and you know that.
Do what?
Exactly.
Right.
What does that mean?
Right.
Dom is hesitant. I don't know, Kenzie. Well, if you love me and want to be with me, you can trust me and believe that. Dom responds, what happened last time, ... That was so long ago. That was not me. Just like you're not a cheater anymore, even though you did last month. That was 9 months ago, not 3 years ago. Insinuating that whatever Kenzie did was 9 months ago and what he did was 3 years ago. Later, Dom says, no, Kenzie, last time you started chilling with G, you sold your body. Now you're hanging with multiple of them. That was over 8 months ago. There have been conversations online that Makenzie was working as a sex worker before the crash, which there is no evidence of. I do believe the police went down that rabbit hole as well. But when you have messages like those, it makes you speculate.
Yeah.
Prosecutors later have a detailed section in their brief where they write possible prostitution, pandering, obscenities. Here's everything that I found going through the FOIA about sex work or potential sex work. In an Instagram DM, which we had to comb through like 2,000 pages for the Instagram data for the FOIA, she and one of her Instagram friends are talking about how they got new Dior bags. The friend says, I need a few sugar daddies. Makenzie responds, real talk though, I want a foot one. In an Instagram DM, April 1st, 2022, Makenzie gets a DM from a guy named Mark. He asks, would you send me a picture of your belly button? LOL, how much? How much what? Do you mean money? Mark sends an example picture and writes, I would like to have a picture like this.
Who is Mark? Like a
Some
random?
random.
Some
Yeah.
random creeper.
Very close to your belly button and in good quality. Shit, maybe like $30 for a good quality photo. What do you think about that? No, $30 is way too much. I would spend max $10 for it. It's just a picture. My friends sell it for $50, so $30 was generous. I don't care how much your friends send it. It's just a picture with an effort of like 1 minute and you show your body to the world anyway. I don't, but thank you. Stay weird. I just have a belly button fetish though. It's okay if you don't want to do it for 10. Have a nice day. March 2022, she gets a message from a random Instagram account. Can I spoil you? Yes, I'm cool with it. My snap is Big Cheese Tokyo. Hit me up and I'll take care of you. Then March 20th, 2022, some guy named Gary Peterson, the CEO, literally that's like Gary Peterson, the CEO, DMs Makenzie.
The CEO
How do you
of-
manage to being so hot? Hi, beautiful. Sorry if this is going to offend you. Will you be interested in weekly payment allowance of $600 to be my online sugar baby? No sexual intimacy involved, just your online companionship? To which Makenzie responds, hey, in all caps, I'm interested. How do I know this is legit? Another DM exchange is between another guy, person,
This is
individual, I don't
sad,
know,
bro.
Makenzie. They message her, hello.
Like, how much of a loser do you gotta be to pay for some shit like this?
Another DM exchange is between another guy, person, individual, I don't know, Makenzie. They message her, hello, baby. Hey, how are you doing? Good, how about you? Where you from, baby? Ohio, it's cold here. Okay, baby, have you ever heard about Sugar Mama before? Makenzie stops responding.
Have you heard of Sugar Mama?
Yeah, I know. It's kind of weird, right?
Weird.
Yeah. So these are just messages that I found. Then another message between another Snapchat user and Makenzie where they ask her, can we do this or what? Makenzie responds, 4 bands, which means $4,000. To which the other person responds, you can have 4 straps of $1, LOL. She responds, the other person responds, you can have 4 straps of $1, LOL. She responds, $1,000. You figure that for me and reach the destination while I'm doing it, then yeah, I'm down. Are you a squirter? And she responds, send $1,000. We can link anything you want for $2,500.
She's underage.
She's like 16.
They respond,
bruh.
you can get cash money in person. No fucking way I send you anything up front, especially $1,000, LOL. So let me know when and where you want to do it. $1,000 pics, $2,000 to link. You for real doing meets? Okay, if you're taking a month between each response, then I'm not interested. She reiterates, 2 bands to link, $1K for pics.
Link meaning in person.
Yeah.
Yes. Makenzie is Snapchatting this individual July 15th, 2022.
Bro,
like
she's a
16 days before the crash. You have Amazon wishlist or Cash App or needing help with anything? She doesn't. Another, message Makenzie sends out is apparently from July 19th, where she says, send me a band and we can link up. LOL. The police did find several nude photos and videos in her phone, but there doesn't seem to be a clear indication that she sent it to anyone in exchange for funds, so it doesn't appear that anything really came out of this rabbit hole. However, judging from the context of the text messages between Dom and Makenzie, it feels like they're arguing about Makenzie potentially being paid by a guy to do things to her feet, and maybe Dom is just under the impression, maybe Makenzie lied, I don't know. We don't know. These are just messages, but messages from January 25th, 2022 read, from Makenzie to Dom. You realize I'm just going to go get a sugar daddy and start selling feet pics and I'm going to be doing just fine. So this is really your last chance to handwrite me an apology or fix this or we're really done. Then March 5th, 2022, Dom texts Makenzie, yeah, you let a dude fuck your feet for money 6 months ago. Makenzie responds, we were broken up. We were broken up and it was feet, LMAO. Once again, then leave. Then June 8th, 2022, Dom writes to her, yeah, I love you, but last time you started hanging out with her, you literally let her sell your body to that random dude and she hooked you up with the dude. We were broken up and it was just my feet. Do you think about it more than I think about it? You ran off and became a prostitute. Because I don't personally think it's bad, but if you do and we're together, then I'm not gonna do it. You could never tell your family you were a prostitute. Because it's only my business and it's not a prostitution. June 25th, 2022, Dom tells Makenzie, Kenzie, there is always going to be problems if you're hanging out with someone who got a dude to fuck your feet for money. There are more messages from the month of June. This is again in June, the month before they're killed. Dom is really putting his foot down on the matter. He even unfollows Makenzie on Instagram and he stops responding to her and she's freaking out while he remains relatively calm. She is video calling him. Why the fuck aren't you answering? Are you just reading this? You can't chill with prostitutes. And again, the word usage here is not
harsh,
preferred, but
yeah.
She responds, answer. What the fuck? Answer. He says he unfollowed her because he doesn't want her messages showing up in his primary message inbox on Instagram. Because I didn't want your messages in my primary. I didn't think you'd hit me up on here. I thought you was gonna be done. I thought we broke up. I unadded you on everything. Makenzie is freaking out in all caps. If we are done, let me know now because I'm so over this manipulation. You would be so good at it too because you read the book on it. So you know exactly how to manipulate people. Kenzie, if you want to hang with prostitutes, we're done. He tells her that one specific friend, especially, quote, she tried to make you her prostitute sidekick type shit, bring you on her dates and shit. That's weird. So no, you can't chill with them. She does not bring me on her dates. She has never. She did before, and that dude bought you a shirt or something like that shit. So weird.
She's underage.
So it sounded
bro.
like something happened, right, 9 months ago.
Yeah, it seems like if I had to give him the benefit of the doubt, it doesn't seem like his qualm about this friend is based off her occupation, but
It's
more
based off of, it's literally because, bro, Noona's gonna say it.
seem like his qualm about this friend is based off her occupation, but more so that
The friend is asking or you know,
Yeah.
influencing Makenzie to do.
Or like involving her.
She's
in stuff
segueing
underage.
kids,
Yeah,
Kinsey
exactly.
This
into.
is a crazy,
That's what I'm.
crazy,
Yes,
crazy crime
Yes.
for
she's
whoever
a
party
jit, bro.
was involved in this whole
Police do
operation.
pull Cellbrite data from her text messages with this friend, and I didn't find anything alarming in them.
So the text message doesn't show anything.
Yeah, but the text messages was like,
So are you
There was
saying
not a
we
lot.
don't? There's no solid evidence that this happened.
there's no solid evidence that this happened. It could have happened, and the police don't find it worth their while since Makenzie is already convicted of being, you know.
Right. But I'm saying like whoever the dude is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
she says, and again, like I said, I don't know if there's proof of this happening. I just know that they're having a conversation as if it really happened.
Right.
Okay.
You know, and Makenzie says she tried and it didn't work because I wasn't into it. You said I could go. I asked you first. I let you make your own decisions. No, you told me I could go, so you're not allowed to hold that over my head. And that man didn't even touch me. Kenzie, I'm just saying. They get into another fight, but interestingly, it seems like Mackenzie's tone is softening down compared to a month or two prior. Maybe she knows that Dom isn't putting up with it anymore. I don't know, but he tells her, Kenzie, I stand by what I say. She says, where did Dom go? The Dom I love. This is not...
Before you actually killed him, you killed him, bro.
She says, where did Dom go? The Dom I love. This is not you. I know you know that too. He says, honestly, I do. And I think he's referring to him standing by what he says. I know you're sad and hurt on the inside, so you're hurting me. You're making me sad. You just ruined your 4-year relationship in a day and you don't care.
At all. He shouldn't care.
He responds, I gotta make it to the top.
Yes! Bro, why didn't we? Oh my gosh, bruh. We should have been had this energy, dumb.
He responds, I gotta make it to the top. This is not how you do it. You hurt your number one fan. You should trust. So he's saying, you should trust that I know best. I made you who you are. I helped you grow into a loving person because if you knew me at all, you would let me make my own decision like I let you make yours.
Wait, who's saying right now?
Makenzie.
So his decision is to break up with you. Why are you? What do you like, Makenzie? They're all hypocrites, not Dom and Davion, but I'm talking about that family just lives in hypocritical scenarios, bro.
I helped you grow into a loving person because if you knew me at all, you would let me make my own decision like I let you make yours.
Wait, who's saying right now?
Makenzie. So Mackenzie's like, let me make my own decisions about who I'm friends with. It appears they make up.
What?
But like I said, with what everyone's been saying about their relationship,
How
a
is
lot
that
of people believe that Dom was going to break up with Makenzie. If not soon, maybe eventually. And they think that's why Makenzie crashed the car. She knew he was over her. He wasn't going to stick around while she just did whatever she did. But Makenzie and her parents refute this. They argue, sure, they fought, but they were just in a young relationship where both of them were still learning, but ultimately they loved each other and were probably going to get married. They believe that there's no way that Makenzie was going to crash the car intentionally and that Dom was going to break up with her. They think none of it makes sense. Steve, Mackenzie's dad in the Netflix doc, says it's tragic what happened to those two boys, but think if it was your kid. What if Makenzie was yours? I'm gonna fight for my daughter, and we have ironclad evidence that disputes what was said in the trial.
Ironclad?
In a more recent interview with the Daily Mail, Natalie says there were 3 people in the car. Anything could have happened. Anything. So all these people creating all these stories, it's just a bunch of story time. Nobody knows. But Natalie says Makenzie, still behind bars, loves Dom and struggles with the loss, but it's not like she sits there, 24/7, not sleeping, eating, thinking about Dom and what happened. Makenzie has actually been pretty busy behind bars. She has roughly 36 misconduct tickets for violating prison rules. Her alleged ex-girlfriends have come out onto TikTok to talk about dating her. For violating prison rules. Her alleged ex-girlfriends have come out onto TikTok to talk about dating her, and her jail calls have been leaking online. Not even leaking, they've just been released in the public FOIA. All things that we are going to cover in the next part of this series. So with that being said, stay tuned, stay safe, and I will see you in the next one.
Oh my gosh, bro. This was the worst one. we're literally seeing the effects of what bad parenting can do in real time, bro. Tribe, I know y'all got heated. Let's all take a deep breath. Just a deep breath, bro. 2 deep breaths. Just like how I expected the dad to be, it was worse. It was worse. Yo, new title of the vid, the whole family except the sister need to go to jail. Not only are they disrespectful, but they're unapologetic and they're so ignorant. They're socially inept. Like they don't understand how to read the room. Tribe, I didn't think it could get worse, bro. It actually, I thought the second one it got worse. But seeing how the parents are in regards to their daughter, bro, nah. It could get worse. We gotta watch a vid on Noona's other channel just to like step away from all this bullshit, bro. No cap. Next vid gonna be on Noona's other channel, and then when she drops part 4, we'll watch that. Cause we need like a buffer. You feel me? Cause this is too much bullshit landing on my plate. I need some drama nonsense. You know, something I can laugh at, roast at. Let me know if that's too much. If I just randomly go to her channel and drop a vid, like would that throw y'all off or? Cause I need a buffer, tribe. I ain't gonna lie. This is some bullshit, bro. This shit heated me up. No cap. I can't even make too many jokes on this because this low-key weighing on my mind, bro. How do you move so disrespectfully? There's such a disregard for human life that is boggling. And then having the audacity to date in jail, but then, bro, how can you claim you miss Dom so much? You think about Dom so much, but you over here dating it. We'll see in the next one what the hell that even is, bro. Thank you for being my crash out buddy. Hope I was a good crash out buddy for you. I love y'all, bruh. Enough of me though. I'm gonna go outside and walk around. I gotta go tell my sis I watched this, see what she say, bruh. No cap. I love y'all, okay? Make sure y'all been staying hydrated. No cap. But enough of me. And all seriously enough of me. It's been your boy Tribe Lou. And in case I don't see you, just in case, because reading the most poorly. But unfortunately, goodbye, Tribe. Goodbye. I love y'all, bruh. Thank y'all for watching with me, for real.
It's the end, leave a like and share it to your friends and your kin, when I post a video, I'm gonna need y'all to attend, thank you for the view, but I ain't done with you, 2023, I'm about to be Jordan with the flu, yeah, join the tribe, I'm gonna need y'all to subscribe.